Hey, you. Get on this stick.
Yo, bring it.
Choose your fighter.
Yeah. How's it going, lads?
Fight.
Bang, bang, bang.
Flawless victory.
Side Quest Arcade.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Yes, welcome to the excellent adventures of Matt and Flint. Not really Side Quest Arcade. This is going to be something a little bit different. Me and Flint decided that. We're going to talk about our... Go ahead. What was that?
I was gonna say it's a little bit of a remix.
This is a remix. This is the real see real, as you will find out. But this is real see real. This is Matt and Flint, not Matt, not Micro Manatee. This is Matt and Flint hours. So we're just here to tell you about our wonderful trip that we had to the land of Nippon, or Japan, as it's formerly known as in the West.
Hell yeah. Ours formerly known as Japan. It's a good time.
Artemis formerly known as Japan. So so me and Flint are just gonna tell you the story, tell you what we did, go over some of the stuff, and let me tell you, this story's got a little excitement, a little danger, a little edge to it. It was a good time. Everything you wanted from this trip, we probably did. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't think anyone's done Japan better. Quite honestly, I don't think.
By the sounds of it, no.
Since the Americans showed up in the 1700s, no one's visited Japan better. I have to be honest, you know.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So let's just start out with a little bit of a backstory. Back it up a little bit. How did me and Flint want to go to Japan? I had 3 weeks off. Flint had 2 weeks off. And I said, hey, man, you want to go to Japan? And he was like, yeah, I'm down. That was about as much planning as we did.
Yeah, pretty much.
We had looked up some stuff. We were like, oh, what's in this area? What's in this area? But we didn't want to plan too much because then it's like, what if you want to stay in Kyoto for an extra day? And we ended up doing that. What if you want to stay in Tokyo for an extra day? And we ended up doing that. What if you want to leave Osaka early? And we ended up doing that. So anyway, point is, right from the get-go, flying into Japan. How was your flight, Flint?
You know what? My flight in was all right. It was good. Flew over Alaska, did the North Pole kind of route, which was interesting. Never seen mountains like that before, like at the Rockies and everything. I was glued to the window for most of the flight. Tried to get some sleep, relax. And then we got to Japan. Turns out there was not one but two typhoons set to hit the beautiful nation of Japan. One right as we were landing. So we started getting some turbulence. The guys next to me were very unfazed. I was the window seat, so I was kind of like, what's going on? And I looked out, and there was clouds, and I was like, okay, yeah, we're probably just landing. And then the plane turned. And as the plane turned, I got a whole ass view of the typhoon just slowly rolling in. You got the cone and the fucking swirling clouds, and it was all black, and I was like, No one else seemed fazed by this. There were a lot of Japanese people returning home. They just kind of looked out the window and went, and then back down and go to sleep. And I was like, wow, I really hope we fucking land soon, because that's why it's terrifying. In the air, not where you want to be in a typhoon. On the ground, underground, that's good. In the air, no. So we didn't have as much of a rough landing. It was just a scary sight. And when I got there, I was kind of looking for Matt. It turns out your flight was still in the air by the time we hit the ground.
So my flight, our turbulence was really bad. We were like this. The plane was literally shaking back and forth. And I, being a dumbass, was like, I'm going to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I just got so fucking sick just from watching these guys jump off the top rope, being like, and as they would go down, the whole plane would shake. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to throw up. And our captain basically was like, he said some stuff in Japanese. And then this other guy was like, yeah, just so you know, we're circling around the airport. We can't land right away. And I'm going, oh, fuck, right? young Flint is going to be waiting for me. I was supposed to be waiting for him, and we're supposed to meet up, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. We'll meet up eventually. He's got Facebook. I got Facebook. We'll hit each other up. And I'm looking out the window, and it's just black clouds. And I'm like, oh shit, we might be landing in a different airport. I'm thinking, oh God. But then, so we're circling it. You can feel it, the plane circle this typhoon for like 40 minutes. And I'm looking out the window. And I go, man, I really hope things are going to be okay. Next thing I know, the black clouds all disappeared, and we're about this far off the ground. Our pilot basically just said, fuck it. I got a family to see. I'm landing this bitch. Hey, man.
It's time.
He's a veteran. He's done it a million times, and we did it. It was great, but it was terrifying. But I landed, and I text Flint, and I say, hey, man, just landed, going through customs. I'll see you soon. Flint goes, great. So I go through customs, and Flint's like, I'm at the south wall of door 1. And I'm like, all right, sweet, south door 1. And I go there, and I don't see Flint.
And I don't see Matt. Not
We're
good.
Messaging each other. We're messaging each other. Where are you? Hey, where are you? Oh, no, where are you? Okay, I'm here, but I'm here. Oh, no, this is not good. Eventually, Flint sends me a picture of a map and the door that he's standing outside of. And I'm looking at it. I'm going like, hey, Flint, your floor is like green and my floor is white. We're not in the same place.
No,
Flint goes, what airport did you go to?
Bear in mind, we've triple checked. We've triple checked.
Yeah.
Like we know we're landing at the same airport.
It's the Narita
Airport.
Narita, Tokyo. Yeah. We both were like, no, we're
Naruto
going
Airport.
Naruto Airport, dude. What jujitsu is that? Jujitsu.
Land the plane jutsu.
Land the plane jutsu. That's what my captain did. He didn't give a fuck. Anyway, so we're going like, oh fuck, this is not good, right? But then and finally something clicked, something in the message that you sent to me. And I was like, wait a minute, what terminal are you at? And you said, I'm at terminal 1. I'm at terminal 3. Don't fucking move. I jumped on the terminal bus and I went to terminal 1. But it was like, we just got to Japan. I'm thinking, fuck, I'm gonna have to tell Flint's dad that I lost him already. Like, he's gonna kill me. Like
I'm sitting here like, boy, how did we fuck this up? See, usually what airports do, if you haven't flown, is all the international flights go into one side of the terminal or a terminal, and all the domestic flights go into another terminal. That way, you have people that are internal to Japan all coming through one gate, and you have people from everywhere else going through another.
Yeah.
But they're just so efficient. Nope. In Naruto Airport, they're just so efficient. They're like, fuck it. You guys can come in different terminals. We know where you're going. But no one else does. Yeah. Dude, because I was going through customs and I'm looking because they tell you what flights are coming in. And they're like packing the fucking customs area up. Like they're putting shit away, like the fucking passport scanners and stuff. Like we're the last flight. And I'm looking and I see Montreal, which is where I flew in from. And I went, huh. I'm the only Canadian city on here. There's like Thailand, Korea, Montreal.
Yeah.
Either Matt's already landed or his flight's delayed or something's fucky. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You probably waited 20, 30 minutes, eh?
Yeah, about 30.
Well,
30 minutes walking around, kind of like we did a loop and then I went back to the door I was at because I was like, listen, we better, one person has to stay in the same spot because otherwise we're just never going to find each other.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Unfortunate. But we did it.
Yeah.
We got in, got our fucking sweet ass train ticket. I think we took the last train out.
Okay, so I just got to say this. Trains in Japan, if anyone ever says using the trains in Japan is hard, you're stupid. Easy. Free. Flint and you're bad. Like, get good. Like, Flint and I, two dumbasses, figured out this train system on our first train. We never got lost. We never missed a train. We never got bodied once on trains. Free.
No.
W.
It's so efficient. They have maps in English. Like and everything's on time. So I'm not like when we get to the station, I'm like, oh, there's one at 10:15. Okay, it's 10:14. You get on the fucking terminal, there's the 10:15 train. get on.
Right at 10:15.
And you're out.
Yeah. If it's 10:16, you missed it. It's a different train.
It's a different train. You better hope it's going to the same spot. But it's so so efficient and smooth.
So nice.
Smooth. The bullet train, like the express. Oh my god! Like I didn't even feel like we were moving until they accelerated. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Better
Until they kick it up a notch, then it's like, oh wow. We're getting ahead of ourselves on the bullet train though.
We are.
So we go to our first hostel, which turned out to be like the best hostel in all of Japan, basically.
Yes.
It's fucking
yes.
And we're like, our stuff isn't even put away. And we ran into our boy. His name was Alex. Works at BuzzFeed. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
But
hell yeah, dude.
Not
He's
like
awesome.
not in front of the camera. He's in a couple of videos. He showed us one, but like he's like a behind the camera guy. Does like editing and shit, right? Is it marketing?
Yeah. No, he's like a business side of it. So like he's the one that gets all BuzzFeed sponsorships.
Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he's a super cool dude.
Awesome.
And he's from Australia?
He is from Australia. Yes.
Australia, yeah. Anyway, so
I don't think it was Sydney or Melbourne. I can't remember. But yeah,
I don't remember either, yeah.
Lovely
I think
dude.
he said he's super awesome. Alex, so shout out to Alex. And he's like right then and there, he's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we just got in. We're like super open and friendly. He's like, come up to the common area. We got drinks. And we're like, okay. So we put our stuff away, get settled in our room, go up to the common area. We've already made like 6 friends here. Like we're already like, we just got here and we're already drinking with people.
So I thought we were just going to like go into the night. I do want to point out that t-shirt I had, the Canada shirt, that's the friend maker. That's the play.
That was the play.
Because they saw that and like, oh, I guess you're from Canada. And now the ice is broken. That's it. Awkward conversation's gone. You're dead. You're in.
Canadian. That shirt was global warming, man. It just broke the ice. It just boom.
Killed all the polar bears in the room. That's it.
That's fine. We're good. Hey, but we're good now. We can talk. So we're talking with them. We got drinks, and they were like, "We're going to karaoke." And we're like, "Isn't there a storm coming through here?" They were like, "Yep."
Okay.
So we walked to karaoke in the howling ass rain.
Very drunk.
But this was very drunk. We were already drinking at this point. I look at Flint. I'm like, "Is this happening?" And Flint's like, "I don't know, man, but we're doing it." Like,
yeah. I don't remember much of that walk. Just like, I didn't pack an umbrella, so I was just like, like
the walk. I don't know, like people from not Canada in the States. Maybe you guys have this in like southern states where like it rains, but the water's like warm.
Yeah,
that was a totally new experience for both Flint and I. Because like rain in Canada is cold, like cold. So
Freezing.
like it was like, oh, this is nuts. Pardon me. This is like nice. It was like refreshing. It was like, oh, right.
Everyone we were with was like, "Don't you want an umbrella?" I was like, "Fuck no." First of all, the umbrellas weren't holding up in the typhoon winds. Like you put it up and it just like, I think we broke like two or three fucking umbrellas. Like,
yeah, they broke. Not that the hostel cared, thank goodness. Yeah.
No, they didn't mind. We got a bit of a reputation from that, actually. They're like, we heard a bunch of fucking.
More on that later.
Yeah,
that's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. So we go there, go to karaoke, and Flint and I, we crush it. We
killed it.
We killed karaoke. Everyone was feeling it.
Murdered it.
From Blink 182 to JoJo, the theme. What was it?
We did Roundabout. We did Roundabout.
Yeah, Roundabout. To
a lot of Eminem.
Rap God. A lot of Eminem. Eminem might be the artist of this tour. Like, a lot of Eminem.
Everyone knows him, so it's easy peasy. And we all, like, Matt and I knew all the songs. So it was like, oh, this is free.
Me and Flint got flow, especially when we're drinking, dog. Like,
yeah.
drinking and the words are in front of you. Like, you're not going to hit that. Like,
easy. All you got to do is find the beat.
My name is. Yeah. Chicka Slim Shady. Anyway.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh man.
I don't even know. Like, here's the thing. I turned to Flint. I looked at him. I said, "This isn't even this is our first night. We've been in Japan for like 2 hours, like from the airport to the hostel, and we're already smashed and making friends."
Exactly. And it's like, it's nice because I feel like the people in Japan, like the people traveling through Japan, are very open and like want to hang out. which takes a lot of that awkwardness away, right? Like we're all kind of same mentality of like, yeah, fuck it, you want to go drinking in a typhoon? Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
You want to just like go and hang out? Yeah, let's do it. It takes away a lot of the awkwardness of like, do I know this guy? Like, can we hang?
Yeah.
You just don't give a fuck. You just like, here's a beer. Yeah. Beer, by the way, super easy to fucking come by.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
7. We gotta talk about 7-Eleven here for a second, Flint.
Yes. So we're in the common room.
When it comes to tiers, 7-Eleven is top fucking tier in Japan. I don't know what it's like in America, but in Canada, it's gross, nasty ass food, no alcohol.
You see a 7-Eleven, you don't go. You just don't go.
Amazing buns, steam buns. It's got like kebabs, like deep fried meat on a stick. It's got soups, and it's got like ramen. It's got fruit. It's got rice balls. It's got t-shirts. Flint bought a t-shirt for 500 yen. Which is like $5.
I did.
It's just a plain white t-shirt, but it's fucking cool.
Your boy needed a t-shirt for whatever. I think it was, I had a wet one or something. I just needed a fucking t-shirt.
Well, yeah, it was because of the rain.
Yeah, it was because of the rain. That's right.
In Osaka. No, Kyoto.
One of the two.
Yeah.
A t-shirt.
But yeah, and they had like shirts and ties too. It was wicked. So we go there. We actually got a tip in Tokyo from this like other chain foreigner guy, and he told us go to 7-Eleven. Trust me, it's not what it is back home. And we went, and it was wicked. So we got food and stuff there.
A beer.
We got beer there, like tons of beer. We just throwing yen at them.
Well, it's cheap. It was like, I think it was like $1 a can, and then like a bottle of Maker's Mark, which is nice whiskey, which I think runs for about $30 Canadian per bottle. It's like $13. That was what killed us the first night. We were like, oh, I'll have one of those. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. Thanks. Like one each. We're outside the hostel at this point. Fucking drink.
Drop them on the counter. Here's $13. Arigato gozaimasu. I'm out of here. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Don't think I got checked for ID once.
No, God, no. No one checked.
No, they were just like, they're like, yeah, I'm sure you're old enough to drink beer.
White guy traveling Japan, whatever, man.
Get it?
Like you'd find it either way.
Yeah. So that was wonderful. That was so, and
amazing.
Beer and vending machines too was fucking gnarly. They got vending machines for everything.
That took us a moment. Yeah, that took us a moment. Like, okay, like
here's my money. Give me, man. If they put beer vending machines in Canada, the money they would make. The money they would make.
They could put pot in vending machines now.
Now they can, yeah. I don't know if
that happened while we were away. Yeah. People were asking us about that a lot too. People were like, "What's weed going to be like now that it's legal in Canada?" We're like, honestly, don't know.
They're already running out. We're running out of weed countrywide.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that.
Woo. That's all right. We'll grow more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was like night one, and
yeah. So we wake up and none of us were hungover. Oh, I kicked Flint in the stomach too. That was fun.
Yeah.
That just popped in my head.
Well, the topic came up of Matt being a very capable hand thrower, young Thai boxer, knows what he's doing, and everyone's like, nah, and he was like, yeah. So it's like, Matt, kick me in the stomach, show him what you can do.
I was like, wait a minute, what? No, I don't need to kick you in the stomach. I was like, I'm not gonna kick you in the stomach, Flint. And you were like, no, dead ass. Flint was like, everybody, shut up, because Flint's drunk. Matt, you're gonna show him how good you are. You're gonna kick me in the stomach. Like he was like, I had to do it. I was like,
yep.
Okay. And I gave Flint a solid, like.
Let me know. You let me know a little bit.
I came across in his stomach, and Flint was like, "That was a good kick."
Yeah, not used to taking kicks to the stomach at all. So thankfully, the person doing the kicking was actually trained. Otherwise, that could have been very bad.
That was funny.
That's
very funny. I just want you to understand. That's how drunk we were. That Flint was telling me to kick him in the stomach.
Yeah. No hangover though. Woke up the next day, a little tired, cotton mouth, but not like.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say you were. a little sick at this point.
I was, but that wasn't because of the beer. That was because of the tap
I was gonna say, disclaimer, no hangovers the entire trip.
No.
None. And we drank a lot. I don't know why. One Dutch guy told us it was called traveling buff. When you travel, your body's like super like, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like it's supercharged, but whatever. The point is, we drank a lot, didn't get hungover, but Flint was not feeling so good the next day.
I wasn't feeling so good, Mr. Stark. They gave you free breakfast at the hostel we were staying at, which was just a lovely place. You wanna go look up Unplanned hostels. I'll give them some free press, dude. Fuck that. Oh, they're so
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
Gives you free breakfast, which is like eggs and toast and coffee and water. And of course, I have cottonmouth, so I'm like, well, I am absolutely gonna take some of this free water. And I downed a glass, ate my food, and went, wow, I don't feel right. But it was our first day, and we were going to Shinjuku. I was like, you know what? It'll pass. I thought like, oh, maybe it is a little bit of a hangover. Maybe it's something that, it's just like now it's kicking in that I'm like moving around. But no. If you drink the tap water and your body can't handle it, you will throw up. It is inevitable. And we found this out shortly after getting off the train in Shinjuku. We were kind of walking around, and all of a sudden I just kind of sat down on a pillar, and I was like, Matt, I don't feel okay. I don't feel right. Like I was very pale, according to Matt. I did not look well. I didn't feel well. Like I had like the feeling in the back of your mouth, and like I'm gonna throw up, and like I got the hot flashes. So we're basically just walking around at this point, trying to find somewhere for me to just like sit down and put my head between my legs and just try and get this thing to pass.
Cry.
So we're, walking around. Haven't thrown up yet. And Matt's like, listen, we'll find a spot. We'll go, and we're looking, and we're trying to find like a pedicure place. He's like, listen, you can sit down, they'll do your toes or whatever. Doesn't matter. The point is you're going to be in a chair. It doesn't matter what they're doing to you. Like, don't pay attention.
That's what I was trying to find. I was just trying to find something where Flint could like a foot massage or a pedicure place, because whatever, right? We go to a pedicure place, and they basically were just like, nope, no foreigners, get out.
Yeah, they actually had a sign that was like, if you don't speak Japanese, please leave. And we're like, oh, okay, nope, fair play.
There's a lot of questions they got to talk to you about, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, they do your nails specifically, and they were just like, no. Probably a good thing, because immediately after leaving that place, I kind of looked at Matt and I was like, we need to find some public bathrooms, and I just need to puke. And Matt was like, okay. So we go down.
I was like, all right. We went to the train station.
We go to the train station, and we're following the signs for bathrooms. Got a little turned around. The sign wasn't very clear, or we were just dumb. Probably we're just dumb. And so we're walking around. Eventually we get to the washroom. It's on the other side of the turnstile. I'm like, you know what? I'm just buying a fucking train ticket. So I put the money in, get my ticket, drop the ticket in. I'm like, right to the bathroom, puke my guts out, immediately feel like $1 million. Oh, that was the best 115 yen I've ever spent in my life. I felt so good. I was like, oh, man. And they're, big on privacy in Japan, so it was like a nice private bathroom. I was just like, I'm just going to puke.
Yeah.
Silence. Ugh. After that, we got to fully enjoy Shinjuku.
Yeah.
To the full extent.
Godzilla store. That was hype. That was really, really cool.
That was very cool. It was like a corner in like a larger shopping complex, but it's just like full of Godzilla merch. I know we got some video of that and stuff. Matt was like a kid in a candy store. It was so fucking cool. There was so much cool
naming
shit
all the most obscure monsters. I was like, look, it's Hedorah, and it's Destroya, and it's Gigan, and it's King Ghidorah, and Rodan, and Mothra, and like
I was like,
there's Baragon. You're like, who the fuck is Baragon?
I was like, I thought that was a Pokemon, dude. Shit. It's like number 600 in the Pokedex. He was. Yeah, it was so cool. Oh, there's some cool shit. Matt's wearing some of the merch right now. You want to go to the Godzilla store? Fucking check that out.
Yeah, I bought this. It's like a Hawaiian shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but if you look, there's a monster here. It's like it's got flowers, but it's also like low key covered in like. Oh, there's one. There's a good shot of Godzilla.
It's if you a secret Godzilla fan, like
you're a Godzilla fan, you real see real. I'm also wearing the other shirt I bought there, but it's got stuff on the back. I'll show it. Maybe if you see me in Atlanta, I'll be rocking it. So
Yeah, I got one of those shirts too because those things were fucking fire.
yeah, they're
Absolute
fire.
fire.
Like yeah. But in that like store, there's also like a huge used gaming store. Oh my god! Like if I lived in Japan, like Sega Dreamcast, 2 controllers, $30. I was like, and I saw like all these like classic Sega Dreamcast games. Like I'd like to do a special episode on SQA on the Sega Dreamcast because I think it's the most underappreciated console of all time. It could do shit before consoles could even like it was connecting to the internet, playing online in the year 2000.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's in my opinion, it's the most underrated console ever made. I love the Sega Dreamcast. I would have if I could, and it has all like the best fighting games ever made. Like it's like a fact.
That's true.
I would just go there and buy all that shit and just stay at home and play Sega Dreamcast all day.
That store, man, like shit was so cheap. I was so mad. Like the only things that weren't cheap were like brand new consoles, but like everything else, it was like games that you would find for like $200, $300 online here. Like if you're shopping for used games, it was like, oh, Super Mario RPG, that's $10.
Yeah. Street Fighter versus X-Men, which is a super rare, hard to find game on Amazon. It can be like $80 to $100, $20.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, 2,000 yen or whatever? I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Nintendo DS sealed in the package. Not a 3DS, but a DS. $15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? What are these prices?
Star Fox 64 in the box with the Rumble Pack, unopened, $5.
Whole ass GameCube, $20 with controller.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
okay.
Insane,
okay.
Dude. It was wicked. Yeah.
It was
just cool to walk around. I took a good video of it where I'm just like walking around and it's just like game after game, games and games and games and games. Yeah, more modern consoles are pretty expensive, like probably about the same as they are in North America, but like older shit,
slightly cheaper. Slightly cheap. Like the Xbox Ones were I think about $200, which was insane.
Yeah, Xbox One doesn't sell in Japan. That's like a fact.
No. They're like $200. PS4 was like slightly cheaper, and I was like, I want to buy a PS4, but it's not cheap enough to buy. Like I couldn't justify it. If I was more of like because I feel like the next console I get, if I get another console, it's gonna be a PS4. I just feel like it's just like a better console. Xbox whammies.
I love my PS4. I'll be honest with you. I have no regrets for buying my PS4. I love it. You can buy this JoJo game. It's really fun. It's like a fighting game.
JoJo RPG they had for like fucking $3.
Oh yeah, they have this NES like super rare. I guess it's called the Famicom in Japan. NES super rare JoJo game based on Stardust Crusaders, and it's like dirt cheap in the box. That's the cool thing. In the box, it's like the collector's thing, right?
And the boxes are all mint. Like I don't.
Oh yeah, maybe a couple like creases, like customer creases, like looking at it, but that's about it, right?
Yeah,
it was fucking wicked. Anyway, that's enough about that. So we walked through this whole store. That was really cool. We were just like, we went to observe, and we were like, well, we're gonna end in Tokyo. We're gonna buy shit at the end, so that way you're not carrying it around the whole trip. That's top tier play.
That's the smart move.
What I wanted to see in Shinjuku was there's a big Godzilla statue, and we wanted to check that out. But on our way to it, Flint, we went to a arcade, a Japanese arcade. Flint, why don't you hit him with that story? I'm gonna grab a beer.
All right. So we're walking.
Just like,
yeah, I got it, man. I'll
be right back.
I'll lay the story down. Go for it. So we're walking around Shinjuku, and we're looking for this Godzilla statue, and we kind of end up in the main drag. And the thing about Shinjuku and most cities in Japan I found is that they have little side alleys. And these side alleys, instead of just being like the sides of buildings like you would see in Canada or the States, are full of like little bars, little ramen shops. And in the side of one, we see Japan Sports Center. And we're like, Sports Center? It's like a news station. What the fuck is this? And we look in and we see it's an arcade. And we're like, oh, well, we're here. We might as well. So we go in, and the first arcades in Japan are kind of structured. They're usually multi-floor attractions, 2 or 3 floors at the minimum, and then they can go up to like 7 or 8 floors if you get to like the Sega buildings, which we did explore later. But this one was probably our favorite arcade. It was a little smaller. I think it was about 4 floors. First floor is all the UFO prize games. That's where you win your little anime statues, your fucking Pokemon plushies, and they're all like the games of skill, which are more winnable than like the games of skill in America. Like the attendants will actually help you, things like that. So we're kind of walking through there, and we're going, there's no arcade games. We get to the second floor. Now there's arcade games, but this is they kind of structure it. So each floor is a specific theme. So floor 1 was UFO games. Floor 2 was like party games. No Smash Brothers, but there was Mario Kart. There was lots of like little drum games, rhythm games, House of the Dead, kind of like co-op shooters, things that you would play with your buddy just casually. There was a lot of that. And then we get to the third floor. And as we're walking up to the third floor, we see a picture of a poster on the wall. Ultra Street Fighter 4. See Ryu, ready to throw hands, and we're going, this is the floor we want to be on. We get up there, immediately hit by a wall of smoke. So in Japan, everyone smokes cigarettes. Everyone. It's insane how many cigarettes they smoke, and they're cheap as fuck, which is crazy.
And no cigarette residue
anywhere
on the ground. Like, you won't see like butts or fucking like, you know,
ash, anything. They take care of it. They take care of it. So we get up there, we get hit with the wall of smoke. We're like, oh fuck, not used to that, but it's whatever. Rows upon rows upon rows of arcade fighting cabinets, and Japan style is one side is player 1, the second side is player 2, so they're double-sided cabinets, and there's just like fucking like what 150 of them on the floor you're on, figure. Easy. And most of them were
okay. I was gonna say 150 of them. 100 of them were this Gundam game.
Yeah. So we don't know what this game is. We don't know what it's called. It's some kind of fucking 3D Gundam fighter. Everyone plays it. I don't know what it is.
It's a 5-button fighter. So where's my stick?
Yeah, he's got the stick.
You had your control stick, but instead of a 6-button fighter, which would use these buttons, like these 3 and then these 3, it was
top
a 5-button
3.
fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the colored ones, the green one, and then this black one.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'd never seen that.
And it was like a 3D fighter, sort of like if you played like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, or you played like Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I think same idea, where you're fucking flying around shooting lasers.
You can jump. Yeah, it has a Z axis, but it's like an arena. You know, so you can jump and fly around and shoot each other. But
or Jump Force if you're looking for a newer analog.
Yeah, there you go, Jump Force. But like literally everywhere we went was like local night for this game. There was a tournament going on where we couldn't play it unless we signed up for it. We didn't play the game anyway because we were like,
how the fuck do you play this game? We were like, there's no mechanics. Everything on the arcade, like the cabinets in Japanese, obviously. So we're like, we don't know. Everyone was playing it. But off in the corner, once you get past Gundam Alley, right?
Listen, like there's Tekken 7 is everywhere, and off in the stinky corner is Street Fighter 4. That's how you know Street Fighter 4 is an old game.
Yeah, it's just, and they have like 2 or 3 cabinets, and then you have like a cabinet that's like multiplay, so it's like Street Fighter, and then a whole bunch of other games. And they had
it was attached to a multiplay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, oh, well, we know Street Fighter. We'll play that. Well, I should say we know Matt knows Street Fighter. I have never really played the game. I think I owned it on Xbox 360. I maybe played it twice. I don't understand how the game works. I don't know anything about it. So we get our stack of quarters, or 100 yen coins, I guess, as they would be in Japan. But they're about the same size as a quarter. And we sit down on either side of the cabinet, and Matt proceeds to begin his 2-week-long journey to try and teach me some Street Fighter mechanics. You know what? It was fun as fuck. I love that game. It's so much fun when you're playing with your boy.
As long as you had fun. I
had a blast, dude. Kidding me?
I
got my ass beat, but I had a blast.
You learned not to jump.
That's important.
And that's about it.
That's important lesson. I know how to block now. I don't do it, but I know the mechanical direction to hold the stick to block.
Download complete.
I understand it. Difference between
you beat me a couple times when I would play like Chun-Li, who's a character I just can't play.
I think I beat you once as Dhalsim, and you're like, okay, I can't play Dhalsim anymore. That was a pretty close one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember of other characters. Yeah, I styled on you with Dan though. Yeah.
Yeah, you beat my ass with Dan. I played Zangief. For those of you who don't know, I was like, hey, my boy, big Russian dude, throws people around. That's the kind of character I like to play in like any kind of fighter, platform, party game, whatever. I like the big boys.
Party game. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying a party game, dog.
You missed it because I
A
said
real
like
fighting game.
I said, oh, the second floor of the arcade was party games, but there was no Smash. It was just like Mario Kart and shit like that.
Damn, what a bad time. Bad time to get a beer.
Bad time to get a beer. That was a good tee up. Good tee up. Anyway, so we played Street Fighter probably when we got to Shinjuku Day 2, we probably played for a couple hours, I would say. And we didn't just play 4, like there was other ones. There was Street Fighter versus
I would
SQA.
like show you some stuff, and then we played, in my opinion, the greatest arcade game ever made. It's Capcom versus SNK 2. I've talked about it before in the past. And that was a cool game because you could do like me and Flint playing on the same team, kind of, and fight the CPU. So it was cool. I would like walk Flint. I was like, all right, Flint, here's what you want to do. And I was kind of like teaching him a bit. I was like, here's the footsie game. Your Geef, all right? Your heavy punch is like half the screen. So just why press other buttons? You don't need to. Just keep them away. Keep using that heavy punch.
And it works.
Learned. Yeah. Flint also learned my Geef is godlike. No, my Sagat. My Sagat is godlike.
Yes, your Sagat. Not fun to fight against as young Zangief.
Tiger shot. Tiger shot.
Stop it.
Tiger shot.
Oh.
Stop it. Let's deal with it. Deal with this tiger shot. Hold this L. Hold this L.
It was good to learn like how response works, but you know,
I don't know.
you get in your ass. Eventually, Matt was just taking my quarters as Sagat, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna switch characters." And I was like, "Yeah, that's reasonable. I understand that."
So
but
then we went for ramen. And it was fucking unreal. So good.
Yeah. It was right next to the arcade. Like we walked out and we're like, "Oh, there's a ramen spot right here," and we just like went under the fucking curtain. Ordering food in Japan when you don't speak Japanese involves a lot of pointing and like fingers. Like, "Oh, I want two of this," and you point to the picture and they're like, "Ah." And
but they're
cool
with
with
it. Thank you or even arigato, but if you said thank you, they understand that you're making an effort and they're very polite about it. So it's all good.
Yeah,
that's what I liked about it. You didn't have to like, I don't know.
As long as you weren't a dick, like you were trying to be polite and they knew you were trying to be polite. It's like, okay, you don't speak the language, but like whatever, we understand. You're here, you're calm, you're not like boisterous and loud and ruining the experience for everyone. And that ramen shop was it's probably some of the best ramen we had in Japan. We went there twice and they held up both times.
It was cheap too. It was cheap
it was
too.
like
500 yen.
500 yen for a bowl. That seemed to be like the going price for most decent, like not even decent, like good food in Japan was like you could get it for like 500 and you weren't overpaying.
It's like there was street food and then there was like restaurant food, right? Like this ramen place was like open. Like it was just like
you just walk in and you're like, hey,
walk in, sit at the bar, order, and then leave. Like you're not supposed to stay there very long. I don't think.
No, you suck that ramen up and you get the fuck out. It seems to be the
people coming in.
The strat, unless you're still ordering more bowls. We didn't pull that where we had the fucking bowl stack next to us. We're not big lads. It was just kind of like eat a bowl and we're like, all right, let's get out of here.
Yeah. So then we went to the Godzilla head in Shinjuku.
Very cool.
Very cool, but it was broken due to the typhoon. So I was like, fuck, we have to come back here. And he's like, Flint was like, not a problem. We'll come back. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad we did though, because the second time we went, it like actually like activated and I got to film it. So I got a video of it being like, it like plays the Godzilla music and it breathes smoke. It was pretty cool. I was digging it. It was again like a kid in the candy shop. It's my childhood, people.
Yeah, hell yeah. And we went. You know what? It's on Godzilla Street, so like you can't not like.
I named the street after him. Yeah,
that's it. So we saw the Godzilla head. We're walking around that area, just kind of because it's a whole movie theater and a hotel attached to the Godzilla head. But there's other like shit to do. Many more arcades, like 3 or 4 more that we had to check out for the culture.
Flint, do you think that guy won that Donald Duck?
Dude, I think he did.
There's okay.
So the Sega arcade had like they have video ads playing everywhere for everything, but the Sega arcade had one, And it was clearly like telling tourists to come here and come play in our arcade. And so they had this like super white dude, right? And this super white dude is just walking up to the arcade, and they have him go through like a whole bunch of the experiences. They have the UFO machine, and he's trying to win a Donald Duck. You're like, oh, is he gonna get it? And then like you can tell that they moved it so he could. We had to sit outside that spot for like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and that ad kept playing on a loop. So eventually we were just sitting there like, man, I wonder if he's gonna get that Donald Duck. I don't know. And they just like, you just keep watching him get it. It was funny.
So we went to the VR beside it, right?
Yeah.
The VR
so
games.
Right around that corner from the Sega arcade, which we did check out. It was very fun. No Street Fighter, but other fun games to play. All Sega themed, obviously.
Sonic was everywhere. Like
Sonic
mascots
was everywhere.
And stuff.
Dragon Quest, shit like that. There was a VR lounge, kind of like VR experience, I guess you'd call it. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, you walk in, you pay $20, and they give you a ticket, and you can go to a VR experience. And that whole bunch. They had Dragon Quest, they had Mario Kart, whole bunch of different ones. And we went, you know what? We need to do the Weebiest
We're in Japan.
One. We're in Japan.
What is the
Weebiest
most weeb thing we can do at this VR center?
Back in the corner, almost tucked away from the rest of the attractions, is Dragon Ball Z VR. And we're like, well, we're absolutely going to that. First of all, Mario Kart is like the fucking line is like out the door. So many people want to do this Mario Kart VR shit. We're like, what the hell? I can play fucking Mario Kart anytime I want. No one in line.
Train with Goku.
No one in line for the Dragon Ball Z one. These two guys run up.
And we found out, by the way, we found out why.
We found out why. It was so
pretty loud.
It's pretty loud. That's probably why I was tucked in the corner. But these two guys run up and they're like, oh, hello. Or like, oh. And they're like, hey, put your stuff in. You want to do some Dragon Ball Z VR? I'm like, fuck yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
Dump our stuff in, and they're like, listen, we have to tell you what you have to do. And we're like, huh? They're like, we're going to teach you all the moves for Dragon Ball Z VR, and you have to get them right before you can get in. And I'm like, I mean, shit, all right. I've seen a couple episodes.
I'm like, let me take my weighted clothing off.
They taught us the key charge. They taught us the fucking bullet hands. And they taught us the Kamehameha. But you can't just half-ass that shit. You can't just be like,
He wouldn't let us in until we did it properly.
Until we full-assed screamed Kamehameha. Like in the anime.
And like, we had to hands together, down to the
back.
side, get low. And he's
Like,
low, good
balls
stance.
touching the floor. Balls touching the floor. Kamehameha.
Back, and then with power. Ha!
And those men were into it. They were so fucking into it. I loved it.
Yep.
Then they strap you on. You put your VR suit on, which is like sensors on your hands, sensors on your face, and then Crocs with sensors on them for your feet, which I thought was hilarious. Cool. I thought was hilarious. I was funny.
Like, I got a good laugh out of that too.
I saw the Crocs. I was like, hell yeah. Functional footwear. Stop hating on Crocs. They're all right shoes. All right. We get in there.
Yo, SQA. That ain't on me. That's all on Flint. If you want to blast him on that,
dude, blast away. I fucking love Crocs. I got a pair of Crocs upstairs. I'd wear them right now if I wasn't indoors.
I'll be honest with you. I've never owned or wore a pair until we went to Japan.
They're so comfortable, dude. Oh, I
love
them.
Maybe I gotta jump on it. Maybe I gotta jump on it. Anyway. So
we get in there and they teach us. We go through all the moves. Goku's speaking in Japanese, so I'm like,
Oh, it was cool because it was the Japanese voice actor. I did recognize that. It was the same girl.
It was the same people
shit.
were running the voice, but it was Japanese, and they were giving us instructions, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
So the guy would like yell at us like, "Key blast!"
And we're like, oh yeah, we know that one. Doing shit like that. Eventually, after we had proven our mettle to our various instructors, so my instructor was Goku. I believe yours was Piccolo.
I had Piccolo. Yeah.
You had Piccolo. They lined us up in front of each other in the VR sense, and we had a little showdown, a little Kamehameha showdown. See who was the fastest gun in the West.
Yeah.
That shit was precise. Like you actually had to aim. I thought there was like I'm used to like North American VR where it's like you can kind of, you know, like as long as you're in the area, there's a lot of no. They're like you have to hit that motherfucker. I'm looking at Matt. I'm like, you're getting it. I'm sorry. And Matt's looking at me like, you're getting it too. I don't know. And we two beams going across, hit each other, and they're like, oh, you're so good. We're like, oh, okay, hell yeah, dude.
That was awesome. My the first time I think I just beat you. My stance was lower, but the second time I totally fucking missed. I was like, and my beam just I was like, whoops, and Flint just dead shot me right in the face. I was like, ah.
Well, the first one I missed by like.
Oh,
like
is that what happened?
I missed the first time by a couple inches, because like I was used to the loose VR where you don't really have to aim, and I was like, oh. The
guy behind me, you know what? Did you hear what he said?
No.
Great job! 1 shot, 1 kill.
Oh shit, dude! The guy behind me was like, the guy behind me was like, "Oh, you just missed." And I was like, I know, all right, okay. I know, Goku.
Yeah,
I'll try again.
I know I missed. Yeah.
Sorry, Goku. I'll try again. All right.
Piccolo was like, "Yeah, I train Gohan. I'm gonna train this guy." Like,
and then it's just it's gone.
Yeah, my second one was like not even close. It was like a whoosh, and then Flint just shot me in the face. So I was like, ah, damn it.
Got him.
Yeah, got him. It was really cool. So after there was no third round. It was after the 2. That was enough.
We had to leave up.
We don't know who's stronger to this day, but that's okay because Flint can't green hand, so I'm all right.
Yeah, I can't green hand Street Fighter, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so that night, did we do karaoke? No, is that when we met Yuki and Yuna?
That was Yuki and Yuna bar hopping. We came back and we're like, what do we do tonight? Because we just kind of like, we said goodbye to everyone that we were partying with in the morning. Everyone was up eating breakfast.
Were all leaving. Most of them were leaving, but we met up with them in like Kyoto and stuff. But they were
most of them left and were like, oh, our buddies are gone. Fuck. So we gotta make new friends, which isn't hard to do, but like this, when you're just there, you're like, shit, I guess I gotta like do that again. That kind of sucks. So we're like, there was in the elevator, it's like bar hopping tonight. They'll take you, you will have tour guides take you to a bunch of bars. Or hosts, I guess, take you to a bunch of bars. And we're like, oh, well, not hosts, but
not
hosts.
Don't say hosts. We'll talk about that later.
Not hosts.
We'll talk about hosts
like,
later.
You know, people hosting you. It's different. So we're like,
So first off, shout outs to Yuki and Yuna, my 2 favorite Japanese people in the entire world. Absolutely. Both of them are gorgeous and hilarious and funny. And
just
I miss them already.
I miss them so much. Fucking Yuki posted on Facebook, hey, want to go to a concert with me? I'm like, yeah, dude, I do, but
I know, dude, I saw that.
It's like, I want to go so bad.
Yuki, why?
My heart, my soul, all gone. I'm so mad. He's like,
yeah.
Oh.
So Yuki and Yuna's a girl, Yuki's a boy. They took us to a restaurant, and Yuki was like, okay, so we're gonna go to a restaurant, and this restaurant is and he went, dirty. And what he meant to say was, it's like real Japan, like real like
hole
restaurant,
in the wall, like not
hole in the wall.
Trim.
That's what he meant by dirty. He just meant like it's not like touristy. I understood what he meant, and I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, take us there. And he's like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, you order, dude. I don't like you tell me what to eat. Like, I don't know. So him and Yuna basically ordered a bunch of stuff. What was the drink that we had?
Soju.
Soju. That shit is good.
Mm-hmm.
Pounded that stuff. And it was then we learned that Yuna is a big fan of Korean dramas, such as Bromance, which my girlfriend watches. And she also is a big fan of little-known band. Might have heard of it. BTS.
Yeah. I might have heard of that one. One. Yeah. So the subject of K-pop came up, and I was like, oh yeah, I fuck with BTS. I saw them in concert. Yuna's eyes turned into saucers. She was like, what the fuck? What do you mean you went to see them live? Didn't believe me. We were also with a guy from Vancouver who's Korean named Jay. He was like,
He's from Vancouver, but he's Korean.
Yeah, Korean family from Vancouver, and he was like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck? You like both of them were
Yeah.
like grilling me on like, who's your favorite member? What songs do you like?" I was like, "Shit, this is like the BTS initiation test. I gotta fucking ace this shit."
Yeah, dude. Yo, you're a real gamer girl. You gotta prove.
I was a real gamer. Now I know how gamer girls feel. I apologize. I was like, oh, I have to like.
Flint's out on Twitch. If she breathes, she a thought.
She breathes. Yeah, I had to prove my knowledge, test my might, as it were, and I succeeded.
Test my might.
I succeeded, and they were blown away by that. And we were just, the food was spectacular. We had some like pork, we had some chicken, some beef. It was all.
Oh, it was tons.
Oh.
We ate tongue. I know that.
We ate some tongue.
Somebody ordered. Yeah,
someone ate tongue.
So what? The girl from San Francisco. What's her name? She ordered it.
Oh, Tina.
Tina. I was gonna say it's like not Tiffany, but you know what I mean. Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah. She ordered it, and it was wicked. It was awesome. Yeah, Uni and Yuka, they were telling us about different stuff and different culture, and then they talked about BTS, and I was digging it too. And Yuki has the greatest laugh I think ever. It's so infectious. It just makes you want to laugh too. It's like ha ha ha. It's great. Then after we're eating lots and having a good time, Yuna says, "Do you guys want to go to karaoke?" And we're like,
Yes.
"Hell yeah, we've already done it. Let's go." And then she's like, "Yeah, I heard some people went out during the typhoon and like went to karaoke and stuff, and everyone was talking about them." And me and Flint look at each other. They're like, "Oh yeah, that was us."
That's
and
what we did.
Yuna and Yuki's eyes were like, "Really? Oh, it's so dangerous." Like,
Nah. I mean, it probably was extremely dangerous, and we probably did some dumb shit there.
Absolutely.
But I mean, fuck it. We lived.
yeah.
It was no problem. We were very drunk.
So
yeah.
Yuna leads us the way. We got our arms around. It's like me, Yuna, Flint. We got the tripod. The three of us were walking. She brings us to karaoke. It's the same place. She's talking to the guy in Japanese, and they're like getting a deal. And then Yuna turns to us. She goes, "Okay, if we play 3,000 yen, which is about $30, it's all you can drink. If all of us pay 3,000 yen. And it's worth it." She tells us, if you drink 3 drinks, it's worth it. So I look at Flint. I'm like, 3 drinks? It's worth it? I look at Yuna. So 5 drinks then. Like,
yeah, absolutely. At this point, we've proven that we know BTS. We've proven that we know how to drink, and we've proven that we're awesome. So it was like, they know that we're ready to fuck.
Oh yeah, they learned that Canadians know how to party. I feel like we were in plaid. We wore our Sunday best.
Our uniform. Welcome to Canada.
Absolutely.
Here's your free flannel.
Welcome to Canada. So we're there, and me and Flint, we like, everyone's killing it. First of all, everyone's killing. Like Yuki and Yuna are and all English songs except for Jay, my boy Jay. Shout outs to it's Jay? Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I almost want to say Tay as in Taylor, but I know it's Jay because I was like, okay, Jay, Toronto Blue Jays. I always remembered his name by that.
Yeah, exactly.
So my boy Jay comes in. He's like, "I'm gonna do a Korean rap song. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah." Dude is spitting it hot. Like, it sounded like an album. Like Flint, back me up on this. Like,
oh my god, it was beautiful. I was like, did you write this? Bars.
Yeah.
Dude.
So of course nobody else can sing Korean stuff. So I grabbed the mic. I'm like, "I got you, man." I'm like, anytime there's like an English part where it's like, "Yeah," and stuff, I was like, "Yeah, it's Jay, killing it, Tokyo style, baby, from Seoul." Hey. And he was feeling it so much. He laughed so hard. Everyone was digging it.
Oh hell yeah.
So then Flint's like, I'm a little bit more old school rap. Flint's a little bit more new school rap. So of course, our jam is, and thank God Brian's not here. The song is called "Niggas in Paris." So I'm like, hell yeah, Flint. Like, we got this. I'm gonna do the Jay-Z. You're gonna do the Kanye, and we're killing it, right?
Someone just put it on. We're like, oh, all right. And then the mic just in our hands.
And so we're, both so hard. We're killing it. But then there's, of course, the part where they say the title of the song. Brian, relax. It's called "Niggas in Paris." You can be an adult about this.
Yeah.
And I got the mic, and I kind of look at Flint.
And I'm looking at Matt,
Flint kind of looks at, and we're kind of like, Like, I mean, like,
Did we
everyone
just-
here is Asian or white.
Do we?
And
No, no.
like, do we-
Everyone there was Asian. We were the only white people. Oh no, Itai was there. Itai was there. He's from
Itai,
Israel.
Itai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout outs to Itai, by the way.
Oh,
from
what a
Israel.
baller.
Israel?
What a baller.
Israel.
Yes.
Oh, Itai, who rolled his own cigarettes, and I don't smoke, but those were godlike. Like,
They were.
yeah, anyway. Right. So I'm kind of like, I held the mic and I'm like, Flint, like, that part's coming up. And Flint's looking at me like, yeah, I know. Like, we're having a conversation right now in our head as we're killing it. And so that part comes out and we're kind of like, in Paris. But as we hesitated, both of us, Yuki, our boy from the sideline, right behind us, hits us with the
And he
like,
just
hard. He
belts
went,
it.
I don't know if I
belts
want to
it.
say it because Brian's gonna cut it. So, but he was
We'll
just
leave
like,
it. We'll leave it. He belted
leave
it.
it.
He
But
belted it.
He hit
And
us
we
with
were
the ninjas in Paris, and it was like,
and we were like, real shit? All right.
buff so hard, motherfuckers want to find me. Like, I was like, all right. Like,
Listen, it was some good shit. We were rapping hard. Everyone was feeling it. Then Yuna grabs the iPad to select the songs and
You know
karaoke.
that? Oh yeah, dude.
And she looked at me like square in the
Oh,
eye,
yeah.
and I was like, Yuna, what's up? And she's like,
Oh yeah, this is when Jay burnt me with a cigarette, fucker.
yeah, Matt got burnt. Yuna looks at me, she's like,
Bad. Oh, it was a bad cigarette burn. Yuna's laughing at me. She's like, because I put my hand in my beer. Like I saw this is a tiny scar now, but like during the trip, it was like this big like bulb out of my finger, like pulsating. Gross. Anyway, so I stick my hand in my beer, and Yuna's laughing at me. She's like, "Matt, you're so drunk." I'm like, "Jay burnt me. Ow, it fucking hurts."
pop it. So
Yeah.
she
Anyway.
looks me dead in the eye, and she goes, I heard you were into BTS. And I was like, wait, no, Yuna. Like, in my head, I'm like, no, wait, Yuna. Out loud, I'm like, fucking put it on. What do you got, Yuna?
Do it. Bring it, bitch. Like,
Bring it. She's like, all right. DNA. Puts it on. It's one of their new hit songs. Jay's looking at me, gives me the mic. I'm like, fuck. All right.
you have to remember, Jay's Korean.
Jay's
He knows this
Korean.
shit.
He knows how to speak Korean. Yuna, BTS fan, but has Japanese subtitles in the karaoke to help
So
it. It's the two
she's
languages.
pronouncing
The two languages are Japanese and Korean. I speak neither. So I'm like,
As it turns out.
as it turns out, I am very white. TM. So I was like, all right. I grabbed the mic. I'm like, you know what? My sister has played this in the car on 6-hour car rides to Ottawa so many times. And I kind of like, when you're drunk, you kind of reach into yourself and you pull stuff out you dig like shoulder deep, and you do stuff you didn't realize you could do. And I'm like, I'm going to do Learn by Phonics BTS. And we're going to see how this goes. And you know what? I fucking killed it. Killed it.
Not sure if this is the alcohol talking, but both Jay and Yuna were very impressed.
Yuna was like, there's no English words. What are you talking about? And I hear behind me in the middle of like one of the rap parts that I'm stumbling through. Or I thought I was stumbling through, but then I was like, fuck, I'm actually like doing all right. I hear Jay behind me. Is this fucking real life?
Yeah.
He didn't understand. And I was like, I did the whole song and I handed the mic. I'm like, all right, we did it. And Yuna was like, dog, how did you know that? And I was like,
I thought Yuna was going to blow you right there. She was so impressed.
she thought I was part of BTS, I think. I think she was like,
yeah,
Jungkook,
probably.
Jungkook,
Like
is that you?
Jungkook, is that you?
Is that you, dude? I was like, oh.
Jungkook, you're looking different today.
Yeah,
Like,
Jungkook, you got a bit of a beard going on. Oh, no, that one I was still clean shaven, actually. I was still wholesome.
we were both clean shaven. I shaved up.
I just haven't. I just gave up. I was like, I'm still sick. I'm just going to rock the beard.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
true.
little
Oh yeah,
better.
Flint. By the way, this is our first like full day in Japan. We've been talking for an hour. We have so much still. This is gonna be like a 3-hour episode, dude.
Oh, no,
This is
dude.
gonna happen.
We're gonna have to, like, fucking
It's- it-
gross this up. I mean, okay. After this, like, Tokyo is just sightseeing and shit. I'm pretty sure, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. We'll skip to Osaka. We'll go to Osaka.
Murdered karaoke. Had a great time. We had to leave Tokyo. It was very sad. We loved staying at
God,
Unplanned.
you know,
It was a
Yo,
beautiful.
R.I.P. Yo, can I just say?
beautiful
I'm gonna
place.
say it right now. Tokyo is my city. Like I
Yeah.
fucking love
Mm.
Tokyo, man. Tokyo and Kyoto are the two greatest places in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
Right. So then we take a bullet train to Osaka.
Yes.
And bullet trains are fucking cool. Like,
yes.
they're real cool.
Gorgeous. They're fast, sleek. They move at incredible speeds. Just in like you go so quick you don't realize how quick you're going because it's just like that's the way to travel, man. That's the way to travel. You just sit back in your seat, put some. Matt and I at this point we're kind of tired. Put some headphones in, just kind of like conked out for about an hour and a half. Wake up like just before the train.
But you're kind of look out your window and it's like it's just flying, dude.
You're just gone. And you're like, all right, cool.
So we get off.
Cool.
In Osaka, we go to our hostel. It wasn't too far of a walk. And we learned that Osaka is basically just a big city. Like that sounds like no fucking shit, but it's like, okay, Tokyo had like lots of cool stuff to do, and we feel like Osaka would have been cooler if we had gone on a weekend because we went on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and then we left the Friday because everyone had to work the next day. Like we went to a bar, not to skip too far ahead. We went to a bar, we met some girls there, like at an Irish bar. It was wicked. It was really cool. Chips were awesome. The food, like fish and chips, were really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, like
it was
so we had
because it's run by Irish guys, like two Irish guys.
Yeah,
moved to
it was
Osaka.
run by, two Irish guys moved to Osaka, and then it's just
they made a pub.
They had the soccer. Yeah, soccer game was on, so people were watching that. Football. Yeah, dude.
Lots of arcades in Osaka as well. There's a little side note. There was arcades everywhere. It was like,
but like
you could throw a rock and end up in an arcade.
That's true. It was pretty wicked. Namco, Sega, or Game Station or something.
Game Taito or something like that. Station Taito or something.
So like, yeah. So we went to like kind of like the downtown area, and we went to like this like anime thing, and there was like some cool anime shop, but it was like clothing. There was like a Goku shirt. There was like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. There was a couple Godzilla stuff. There was the one that like just Shokugeki no Soma. I think there was a shirt.
Yeah, Overlord. They had some stuff.
Overlord. That was the one. Yeah. Yeah, you remember that one, right? With the. So as we left that, we kind of turn and we see this big tall building. We're like, what the fuck is that? And it's like orange. It's this bright orange building, and it's this 24-hour, and there's like these cute girls all over it, and I'm going like, I don't know what's this.
Weird. It's a little weird, Matt.
So we kind of walk up to it, and we're like, oh, that's a sex store. That is a sex store. That is definitely a sex store. So we turn around. We're like, nope, we're being wholesome.
We were too wholesome, bashful. Even I would say we were bashful. We were like, I felt a little blush. I was like, be
gone from this place.
I've never even been in like a Canadian sex store. Like I've never felt the need. I was like, like the internet exists. If I need porn,
I would say we're millennials. We have Pornhub.
Yeah, we know.
Want to watch that?
Can go on the web. It's fine, right? Japan does it a little different. It's like they're wholesome everywhere, and then all their unwholesomeness is just like in one fucking location, and it's just like gathered there. Like there's some like dark wizard like gathering in all the horniness into a building, and he's just like, he's got like the lizard man Soul Calibur dick growing. He's like,
Yo, whammies, hit me up on Soul Calibur 6. Literally just finished downloading, so I'm gonna be playing that later.
Mine is currently downloading. We'll be playing that soon.
Excellent. Yo, get on the sticks. Right. So we're doing this. And me and Flint, we're like, no. We go get food. We get lunch.
Which was deep fried, like dipping food, by the way. It was
that was it's not, what is that? Tempura. It's
not
something
tempura.
else.
It was another word. I can't remember, but it was fucking amazing.
Oh, it was so good. I'm gonna hit up Yuki and ask what it was called because I want to. It was so
get
good.
it correct.
So you have to dip the whole thing into the sauce and then eat it. It was like no double dipping. They were very strict about that, but we didn't need it.
We were sitting there like, God forbid. Every time one of us went to dip, it's like, don't you fucking double dip. God forbid. We're like looking at each other in the eye, like, don't you fucking do it.
Oh yeah. Every time we went into a place to like buy,
I was gonna say,
like a restaurant. Anytime we went into a restaurant, they would hit the switch and like fucking Western music would come on.
So the first restaurant we went to in Osaka before this one, we sat down. It was Gyoza Place, and they were playing J-pop, and we walked in.
For those who don't know, it's like a pork dumpling.
Yeah, very good. We had some of that, and we're eating. Soon as we order our food, it goes from J-pop to fucking Keith Urban, country music's playing, and I was like, It was,
And
it
I
was
kind of
like,
look at Flint. I'm like,
we got
what?
musical
What?
whiplash. I was like, what? But then the song starts hitting. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm with it. Hey Keith, how's
Yeah.
it going? And we're like,
Been a while. Been a while, Keith.
been a while,
Like-
Keith. Been a while since like high school. How you doing? And but I looked at Matt and I was like, you know what? This could be just a one-off thing. But like, do you think they kind of put that on because two white guys walked in? And Matt's like, yeah, absolutely they did.
I was like, I absolutely think they do. Nobody in Japan listens to Keith Urban. Like,
Maybe. I don't know if he has a big following, but it was a one-off. So we're like, let it go. We walk into the dipping spot after looking at the sex store briefly, just to bring the story back around.
All American rejects.
Start going. And it was
Wake up in the evening with a big smile on my face, and it never seems out of place. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
did we just get called out, Matt? But the problem, what I was more mad about was like they were right. I was like, this is bumping. All right, yeah, hell yeah.
No, I'm not bad. I've seen these guys live.
What I want to know is what they would have done had like a black person walked in. Like if they're gonna bump the fucking Biggie. Like I'm just curious, like because like we don't look like we like rap music. I mean, we were in collared shirts, very white TM.
Wow.
So they're like All American Rejects is fine for you guys. You or country music, that's your speed.
It's
but
like soft punk pop music.
yeah, a little bit of All Time Low in there. I think I caught it at one point, and I was like,
Oh yeah, All Time Low. They played as well.
But you know what? Whatever. So we're sitting there, we're dipping, and I look at Matt.
Dipping.
Because we were sitting there in silence, kind of eating, and I was like, Matt.
We had the same thought. We did. Thought.
I looked him in the eye, and I knew he knew what I was gonna say, and I was like, Matt, we have to go back. We can't.
I
can't not go back.
I said, yep.
Yeah,
That's all I said. Yep.
We knew we had to go back to the sex shop, and we were like, all right.
All right. So we finished our dip.
Finish our beers.
Finish our beers. I was like, okay, if we're gonna go, we need a couple of beers. Like.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna get another one real quick while you.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it going. Yeah. So we go back to the sex art. It was really close. It wasn't far. And they advertise it's 5 floors. It's right there, 5F, and we're like, oh, 5F, and we're looking at this building, and it is huge. It's a large building. And we walk in, and there's 18 plus signs everywhere. And as we're walking, we're looking around, and the first floor, pretty wholesome, to be honest. There's a couple pornographic DVDs, but for the most part, it was regular movies like Iron Man. We saw The Punisher. We saw, just regular DVDs that anybody could purchase. Not a problem. There was a weird Minions section down there, and that was definitely threw me off. The fact that even in Japan, the cancer of the Minions stuff. Yeah. So of course I'm thinking like, all right, there's an escalator that leads to the second floor. And once I saw that, I knew Flint and I were in for the rest of the journey. So as we're ascending up the second floor, I'm looking around, and there's these the first floor pretty wholesome. I was just telling you, pretty
except
wholesome.
for the Minions.
Except for the I was just saying except for the section. That was weird. And as we're ascending up this escalator, it's like 18 plus, like everywhere. It's like letting you know that from this point onward, you are in the adult section. Okay.
Out of the deep, into the deep end, rather.
As we said, we jumped into the deep end. So we're going up, and immediately I'm like, okay, it is like, how would you describe the size of every floor? I was trying to think about this.
Gargantuan.
It was huge. It was massive.
On the walls, it was just titty, 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 titty as you're going up the escalator. And it was like,
oh yeah. But like,
like the size of the store, you mean? Or like the floor
per floor, because every floor is the same size. It just
my god, up. It was like a labyrinth of fucking porn DVDs every floor.
Oh yeah, it was exactly a labyrinth. Good way to describe it.
Yes,
it was like a DVD is like, I'm pointing at the camera. It's like this thing.
Very thin, like.
And it is like thick. It was past my head all the way to the floor. So like, and Japanese people they're not 6 foot tall, by the way. They're like 5'8", 5'7". They're all Bryce walking around. in height.
Yeah, finding each other was very easy. It was like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
head and shoulders
Look for
above
the
everyone.
tall
Hey,
white
Matt.
guy.
Hey, there he is. But no,
There he is.
I'd say they had probably about like 9-10 foot ceilings per floor.
Yeah.
To give you
Okay.
like
so
a
probably
visual.
about the shelves probably went to about the 7-foot
Yeah,
level,
I'd say about the 7 foot level.
and wall to wall covered in DVDs. Just DVDs of porn, just tits and ass and vaginas and penises and just everything. And we're looking around going like, oh, okay, yeah, this is happening.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't really be a problem. It would just be an experience. But there's a big but. Some big butts. Some nice butts.
I mean, like some of them,
There's-
like, real shit. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I'm feeling this. But I'm also hanging out with my friend Flint. The
Yeah.
problem is that they have samples playing,
Mm.
like little mini like TVs everywhere
Yes.
playing, just the porn, and we're looking, we're going, okay. The problem isn't that there's porn playing. The problem kind of came with the fact that it was loud, and I'm not just
Yes.
talking like, oh, it's like loud, you can hear it. I'm talking like speaker peaking loud whammies. You need to understand this. It's like I was about to make some noises that I would definitely regret. So
Matt, I would have regretted it if you had done it. I would have.
So I'm gonna dial it back.
It's like when you watch a YouTube video and the first comment is "rip headphone users" and you go to like crank the volume down right away because you know your ear's about to get bleeding. It was like that
Oh, yeah.
on every DVD player. in the floor.
Peaking, like you know what I mean? It was bad. It was rough. So I'm also like watching me and my boy Flint, and we're like, oh god, we're looking at I'm looking at porn with my friend,
and just
and we
Just
just
trying
gotta
to,
walk
like,
through it because here's the
log in.
thing: you can't just walk down. If you're
No.
like, I'm uncomfortable, you have to go to the top floor and take the stairs. But the escalators are all
Yeah.
there.
yeah,
So
it's
you got to commit.
You have to.
It's the
commit.
journey. You have to commit.
All the
So,
escalators are
this-
only up. It was
The second floor, as far as porn goes, was pretty wholesome.
yeah, it was just
Standard,
porn. It was just porn.
just porn. Not a big deal. Like,
I'm sure
really,
there was storylines, but we don't know them. It was just porn.
yeah. Would it matter?
No, no, it always ends in fucking. That's the rule.
Always, yeah. As it turns out. So the third floor, a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more tied up, a little bit more BDSM, spanking, and whatever else. And we're like, okay. Not that big of a deal. This is a thing. People enjoy it. The third, or I guess it's the fourth floor. This is where things get kind of interesting. This
Already
is like
getting-
hentai and like.
Well, hold on.
what was
Let's back it up because we're
Oh,
walking
was it-
through the
okay.
third floor, right? We're backing
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up, and we're walking through. And at this point, Japan is a very quiet, respectful place. So to be blasted
Yes.
with the sounds of 36 orgasms coming from different DVD players was very jarring. And I look at Matt, and we're both uncomfortable at this point. And we're
Was
like,
this the third floor?
this
Was
is
this the third floor?
This was the
Okay,
third floor.
yeah.
Because the fourth floor is
Okay,
where it got
okay.
fucking weird, like really weird.
Yeah.
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 And then the fifth floor was just, but
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll get to the fifth-
we'll
we'll get to the fifth
oh, we'll get there.
We'll
So-
we'll get to Knox.
She might have been there, dude. I don't know.
Probably.
The third floor.
Yeah,
So I'm looking.
my Japanese team.
So we're looking at. I look at Matt. We're both uncomfortable. I'm like, listen, man. There's no shame. We've seen what we've came to see. Just look at the floor. Eyes down.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a loop, and then we'll go upstairs. We'll finish this fucking. It was like IKEA. Like you
We gotta
couldn't
man
leave.
up.
Like you had to just like go through. So it was like, all right, well, we'll just
gotta
go
commit.
through. Gotta commit, but just look at the floor. You don't have to look at the porn. You can hear the porn. You don't need to see it. You know what porn
That's
looks
right.
like. So that's like, yeah, that makes
I'm like-
look at the floor.
Makes sense. So I look down, right? Now, I understand that there is a few whammies that are ladies listening to us, and I apologize for what I'm about to say, but this is what I saw.
Or just wholesome
So I
people
look down.
that don't want to hear this.
We're
And-
just-
oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly. I
sorry.
don't know. I feel like, yeah. So, of
Yes.
course, I look down as Flint instructed. I don't know to this day if Flint was trolling me or if he just said it.
I was not. I actually thought like the floor was safe. Turns out the floor was lava, but I thought the floor was
Floor
safe.
is lava, dog.
The
Floor is lava, and I got burned. So I look
Exactly.
down, and there's cutouts of scenes of women and men on the floor. And of course, the first one I see as I look down is a girl, and she's got the fat load all over her face. And I was like, yeah,
load.
this is exactly. I even pointed it to you. I went, yep, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Thank you, Flint.
Because he looked down and I looked. I was like, what's on this DVD player? I was just curious. And
What's on this DVD?
And Matt was like, "Fuck me!" And he looked at, and he pointed, and I was like, "Oh."
I did. I was like, "Fuck me."
Oh, shit! I was so mad.
Yeah, I got
was
bodied.
like, "Nowhere is safe.
I got bodied.
Nowhere is safe."
Yeah.
And yeah, the ceiling was safe, but like no, the ceiling wasn't even safe because they had the fucking hanging. They had hanging like cartoon advertisements for what section you were in. And they were very graphic.
So it was like big butts or like pissing or like
whatever
tits or like
yeah.
Storm had his own section.
I'll throw a pickup of what we saw. You'll understand.
Right here. Insert.
Yeah. Hashtag demonetized.
Hashtag rip SQA.
Yeah, we're now banned.
Justice for Matt and Flint.
Yeah, exactly. So it was So that was 3 floors, and at this point, we're like, "There's no more to see, right? Like we're done.
Nothing could be worse than this. Nothing could be worse.
We go up the escalator to the 4th floor.
The 4th floor. This is where shit gets hardcore.
It's the first thing we saw when we got up.
Hit him with a Flint. I can't do it. You hit him with it.
4th floor was where they kept their apparatus, toys for sex.
Well, that was the 5th floor.
No. There was both. 4th floor was.
Both were. 4th floor had a lot of like the like Power Ranger shit as well. And
that's when it's monsters. It had like Power Rangers porn and like fantasy like Sailor cosplay Moons. Shit. Yeah.
And
it was
hentai.
weird.
That's where your hentai is.
That's where your
Theo,
hentai was.
I know you're listening. Theo, I'm looking at you. That's where your girls. I know where you get it from, dog. I've seen them all.
I've seen them
all.
Saw the origin.
I've seen it. I saw the origin, dog.
RE0. All right, saw it.
I'm calling you out, Vio. I love you, Vio. By the way, you're
wholesome member of the community. Love you very much.
I know. I'm just trolling. I'm trolling, Vio. I love.
But there was like no, because like the 4th floor like had that, but then also it had like Fleshlight Alley, I guess I would call it. You know what I mean? Where it had like all like the different anime girl like fleshlight things. I'm sure you blocked that out, but there was like a little ring around the rosy. Guy was there with his girlfriend looking at fleshlights, which was a bold maneuver. Yeah. Bold maneuver.
Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy.
Brought his girlfriend over to look at fleshlights. I was like, dog, I don't know if that's the play, but all right. So yeah, it's like styled after your favorite anime characters. I'm not going to tell you which ones. You can fill in the blanks. And then also a vending machine in the corner. And at this point, our vending machines have been wholesome. Godzilla figurines, hats for cats, little Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I was like, oh, what's in this one? Used panties.
Key word on that being used, ladies and gentlemen.
With a picture of the woman that used them. Yeah. So, I mean, at that point, I just, like, what innocence that was left in me has died. I assumed Matt has also died.
I told, I texted Yulia, and they said, doesn't matter how many times I shower, I will never be after walking through the store.
Like, you know what? Because, like, at that point, everything in that store was like, at least it's, like, clean. Like, yeah, there's sex toys. It's clean. And then they just have, like, the used panty corner. I'm like, but why? But why? Yeah. But why? Really, why? Like, what does that get you? I know what it gets you, you sick fucks, but like, why? Whatever.
You sick fucks, yo. You're calling them out? You're calling out the whammies right now?
Not the whammies. Whoever would order one of those. Whoever would waste their arcade quarters on such an unwholesome venture. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, we don't judge here, but...
We don't judge, but I'm judging a little. I'm judging a little on the inside.
I feel it. I respect it. I respect it.
I'm judging that dark wizard at the top of the fucking building. Like, used panty vending machine. Fuck. Yeah, whatever. So we're
spending a lot of time on this. We gotta keep it going.
Power Rangers 4.
A lot to talk about.
Get to the 5th floor, Matt. That's where I gave up. I'm sure that's where you gave up.
The 5th floor. Yeah. The 5th floor is definitely where Flint and I were like, it's time to go. You know what I mean? Like thank God there was nothing after that. But it
Yeah.
was definitely like, I'm trying to think of how to do this. A lot of things for both men and women, fleshlights and dildos. A lot of apparatus, sexual toys to spice up your relationship. So me and Flint are looking at them with this sort of casual, like, rolling our eyes, like, oh yeah, definitely. Yep, this is what that is, sort of attitude. We went to observe, right? It was all about observing. And of course, the one, thankfully, I think it's placed right by the stairs because it's what made us both go, nope, time to go.
Time to leave.
It is called, ladies and gentlemen, it is called a corkscrew.
Mm-hmm.
And
In English.
it's in English. It was written corkscrew. And it's very small. It's very small. And it is used for men, not for girls. And it is for your front tube area. And it obviously inserts and you spin it and it goes deeper. And that's when Flint and I said it is time to leave. We have seen enough.
Each shed a
It
single
hurt.
tear.
And yep, it made us both want to throw up a little bit. So we went to the nearest arcade, had a cigarette, played some Street Fighter Third Strike, and I just picked Ken and just bodied Flint because I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do this. Ken, Flint, you gotta hold this L. Like, pay up because I ain't putting more yen in this machine.
Listen, dog. Listen, I played some Alex. I did all right, but my heart wasn't in it. My heart was dead inside. So that was Osaka. Osaka, really just a big city. We did
had
meet
some drinks, met some cool people,
girls
but
at the bar. Came up.
oh,
to
we
us.
did the Ferris wheel. We did the
Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel was cool. That was very wholesome.
That was pretty cool. Got a picture of that.
Terrifying.
You can see like all of Osaka. Terrifying, but really cool.
Met some girls at the Irish bar. That was nice. They came up to us, which was really weird for us.
Girls coming up to two white guys. I mean, maybe because they're Japanese. So.
No, they tapped us on the shoulder, like, "Hey, where are you from? Like, let's have a drink." And we're like, "Oh, well, sure. This never happened. I'm down." But that was Osaka. Osaka, we've been told, is a great city to be in on the weekend, and we weren't there on a weekend. We were there on like a Wednesday. So
it was Wednesday and a Thursday. We spent 2 days there.
Everyone had work, and it was like, do we stay an extra night? Is it really worth it? Apparently, it was. There was lots of stuff to do, but we were like, "Fuck it, let's just go to Kyoto." Fuck it.
It kind of worked out well for us because like Kyoto was amazing. We stayed a whole extra day in Kyoto.
Kyoto was fantastic.
Yeah.
How are we doing for time? 1:22.
It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, we do like Kyoto.
We can keep it going.
Yeah, sure.
Kyoto and then the back end of Tokyo, and we'll call her. Oh, Mount Fuji as well.
Yeah.
That's where we. Yeah.
Wholesome ass Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
That was our detox days. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kyoto
it was a detox.
Yeah. Kyoto was fantastic.
Kyoto's a really cool city because it's like half old school Japan and half like new school Japan. Like there's like skyscraper, and then like 1,000-year-old Japanese temple, and then skyscraper. It's really cool to check out. Arcades there were hype. Shopping was good there. But for us, I think a big one for us was samurai classes. No big deal or nothing. But Flint and I both have samurai spirit.
Well, you guys were
not everyone in the class did. Not yeah. Well, what did I tweet? It was like while you were all playing Smite, I was studying the blade.
Yeah, y'all were bitching about Hera. We were studying the blade.
Yeah, well, you guys were like, Hera's not battle mage enough. She should be a guardian. Yeah, me and you were, hey, cutting shit up. No big deal.
Absolutely, that was fire. It was the last samurai temple in Kyoto. I guess when they had a civil war and the samurai lost, or like the samurai that were in Kyoto with the emperor lost, and the shogun like knocked all the temples down except the ones related to the emperor. So there's only one left, and it was that one we were in. And they take you through. You learn about the samurai. You learn how to use a katana, and you learn how to zen, how to meditate. It was a beautiful, absolutely.
I got some cool videos. I'm gonna upload them later.
Yes.
I should say I got an Instagram for the trip, so I'll post that in the link. And I'm gonna be posting videos or pictures and videos of it because there's not a lot on there now. I'm just gonna be doing it like slowly to like This
Yeah.
is what we did. This was really cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Kyoto was great. The aquarium was great. Sick. Lots of cool animals there. We stayed in a capsule hotel, which was an experience.
Oh yeah. We
Uh,
met up with some of the guys from Tokyo. We went to like an Australian folk band. It was really fun. That was cool.
Hell yeah. Stayed in our first onsen.
Oh, the burgers, dude. We got to talk about the burgers.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, I'll talk about the onset. Talk about the onset because you just brought it up, and then we'll talk about the burger.
Okay. We have yet to have been to an onsen, and in Osaka, one of our roommate, our singular roommate, because there was only 3 of us in the one room, said, "Listen, you guys got to go to an onsen. It's really weird at first, but you'll love it. If you don't know what an onsen is, it is a hot spring bath where you go
like
to
a
relax.
bathhouse.
You don't actually bathe.
Bathhouse.
You bathe before you go into the actual onsen, but it's totally
For all
naked.
the whammies. Street Fighter 2 E Honda's level is an onset.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you know.
Go ahead.
Basically, you just lie down in this super hot tub of like hot spring water, and you just fucking melt away and relax, and it just takes all the aches and pains of the day, and it just removes them. And we were at a point in Kyoto.
You're forgetting the key. You're forgetting a key detail.
Very naked, by the way.
Butt ass naked.
Very naked, by the way.
Boys and girls are separated.
And
you
you're
butt
just,
ass naked.
You just butt ass naked. So
all hanging out. Just hanging out.
Dicks out for onsens. So Matt and I have been walking around Kyoto for a while, and it's hot, and we're tired, and we're like, fuck it. Let's go to a motherfucking onsen. So we were like, okay, let's find a cheap one. We don't want to break the bank. We just want to relax. So there's like, wow, this one's really cheap. It's got some good reviews. It said people were friendly there. Okay, so we start walking. And we go past the tourist section, and we're kind of in like, not a rougher part of the town, but like very much like this is not for tourists. This is like where the real citizens of Kyoto come to shop and work. And there's like weird stores. There's finally something like open air.
The further we went, the less English there was. That's
less English. Yeah. That's how you knew. There was like open air fruit markets, which there isn't a lot of in the touristy areas. Touristy areas are more like actual like stores that you're used to. And we're walking and we get to the onsen, or at least where Google Maps tells us this is the onsen. And we're like, okay. No sign on the front, but there is a plaque that tells you what onsens are in English. And we're like, oh, so this is the place. And we walk in, we put our shoes away, and the guy goes, how many people? Or just how many, I think he said. And we're like, 2.
Yeah, his English was not very good. It was
No,
probably the worst. Not in a disrespect way, but just like his English was probably the worst of all the people we met.
Like in the service industry. Yeah, but it was like expected at this point. We're like, yeah. So we're like, okay, 2. Punches into his calculator, shows us on the calculator. It's like 800 yen. 2 people. So $4 a person. We're like, all right. All right. We get in, get naked. Nothing. We shower off, get naked further, I guess. And we get into the tub and we're relaxing. We're like, first of all, the water's like 60 fucking degrees. We're like, Jesus. It was super hot, but we were just like, it felt amazing. We're sitting there, we're like, However, we are by far the only like foreigners in there. This old,
it's all old Japanese,
all old Japanese dudes, because it's like a weekday, right? So there's no young people. Everyone's like out. So this old Japanese guy walks out of the sauna and he looks at us and he kind of points and he starts yelling at us in Japanese, but we know we're getting roasted because everyone else is laughing in the onsen. They're all laughing at us. But we don't know what the fuck they're saying, and our phones are in the lockers, so we can't like Google Translate their shit. So we're like, just smile and nod. We don't know what they're fucking saying. The only word we got was choto, which is little in Japanese. So either they're calling our dick small or like something. Little, we're tiny, whatever. I don't know. But they were roasting us hard, and it kind of cut the relaxation a little short because we were like, are we allowed to stay? Are we gonna fucking beat up? I don't want to get like.
Oh, he was going deep, dude. He didn't just like say a couple lines. Like he just stood there,
like a paragraph in Japanese, just like roasting us. We're like, and you like we knew we were being roasted, but we didn't know exactly how. So we're just like, whatever, we'll just take it. But we didn't know, like, it was continuing, and we're like, maybe we should just go. Like, we're relaxed now. Maybe we should just leave. So we did. And
felt like $1 million.
Felt amazing. Like, it was a great onsen, but, like,
yeah.
We found better ones later on. We found ones that were ooh, I could do that shit every day. Oh my god.
In Shinjuku? Oh my god, dude.
Oh, I could do that shit every day, dude. Oh, it was so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Anyway, that was the onsen. You wanted to do the burger, which I'm still upset about.
Oh yeah, me too, dude. So before this we're kind of bouncing back a little bit and like all over the place, but in Kyoto, we were going to this, like I said, this Australian guy's like folk band.
Yeah.
At a bar, and it was wicked. But so on the way, we're like, oh, I'm hungry. Let's get some food. And we're like, oh, okay, let's get some. We were originally planning on going to like a ramen place, and as we're walking towards it, we saw it was like I don't even know. It was like freight cars or something, right? It was like
it was shipping containers.
Shipping containers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And they were like ripped in half and like placed, and there was like a lot of them, and they made like a horseshoe shape.
Yeah.
And there was like lights and stuff, and there's people talking, and there's like slow playing music, and we're like, oh, let's fucking check this out. What's going on over here? And we check it out. As we get closer, we're seeing that it's all like restaurants in the area, but they're like doing like sampling things. So they're only serving like 1 or 2 dishes that they would normally serve at their main restaurant. We're walking around, we're like, oh, this is amazing. This is really cool. And I'm like, well, instead of getting ramen, let's just get something here. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. So we walk up and we found a burger place. This is the last one. It's called like 58 Burger, 57 Burger, something like that. And I'm like, fucking, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll get, 2 burgers and 2 beers. So we get our beers, we're drinking, we're talking, we're like, this is really cool. They give us our burgers. We sit down, we both take a bite, and instantly we look at each other because we both had the same thought. Once again, we had one of those mental conversations. And it was, oh my fucking god, this is the best burger I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah. Free, by the way.
It was disgusting how good this burger was. It was oh my god, it blew us both away.
If y'all have ever seen Shokugeki no Sama, where someone takes a bite of food and all their clothes rip off, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I thought that show was just hyperbole, but it was like, no, you can literally eat food that good and like lose your clothes.
It was upsetting. It was upsetting. Oh yeah, both of us just sat there like pissed off because it was like, this isn't fair. Like, I thought North America had burgers down pat. I thought that was like our jam. I've had some good fucking burgers. I've had some good fucking burgers. This was like, I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I'm getting upset.
Man, they had their own sauce. It was like butter filled. They had ginger in the burger. The bun was so light. It
wasn't this like massive ass burger.
No,
that's
it
like,
was small.
Fuck, you gotta eat this. Like, it was tiny, but not like tiny, but
it was a single
size.
Patty, small bun. It fit in one hand. Yeah. It was almost over too soon. I don't remember consuming it all. I just remember just a glorious sensation eating it. I was like, fucking.
I know, we went to them after, and we were like, this is the best burger we had, and they were like, oh, really? And we were like, yeah, oishi, which means delicious. In Japanese,
we were like, oishi, sugoi,
like,
awesome.
So
we were just
sugoi.
Thank you very much. Oh, we were just showering with praise.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really cool. They really appreciated that. I think.
Hell yeah.
They seemed really like, oh, thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. And we were like, no. We should be saying arigato.
Thank you, like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But also kind of like fuck you a little bit for like making food that good.
You fuck yeah, asshole. Like,
can't eat burgers anymore. Like, this sucks. I had a burger actually at home the other day, and I was mad. I like thinking about it. I was like, this is like,
same. I had a burger too.
Like, it was I ate it.
I had the same reaction.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
It's still food. It's still good, but it's like it's like when Bryce orders boneless chicken wings, and he gets
bone in.
Only bone, no chicken.
Yeah,
like he posted on Twitter. I see you, Bryce. So is that really Kyoto? I mean, we stayed for an extra day. We just did a bunch of cool. We
It
went to
was
the
it was a lot of
aquarium. That was
touristy
the-
stuff. It was a very
Yeah.
enjoyable city. It felt like a city that you could have good times in the day, and we didn't really like bar hop other than the one night where we went to the live show. But it was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun in Kyoto, more than I did in Osaka.
And there's other stuff like we'd like to do the bamboo and shit, but that's just next time, right? Then we went to Mount Fuji, and Mount Fuji was fucking great. Had a great time at Mount Fuji. Met a lot of friends there. We met Finn. Shout outs to Finn, Emma, and Kat.
Hell yeah!
Finn and Emma were from Germany, and we met them at the hostel. We met Kat actually on Mount Fuji. So that was really cool.
Yeah, on the bus.
Yeah, sorry to say, Silent Reveries, but you're not allowed on Mount Fuji because it says that there's a big sign, no trash. You can't bring trash up on Mount Fuji. There's no garbage.
Unfortunate. You can't have
Sorry,
trash on
Bryce.
Mount Fuji. I mean,
Sorry, Bryce. No trash at Mount Fuji.
One place we
Same with
didn't
you.
see Silent Reveries.
Same for you. Yeah, one place we didn't. Same for you, Sexy. I know Trelly listens. I'm gonna hit him with.
Yeah, same for you, Sexy. No Thanatos League in here. All right, it's
No
all...
Thanatos, yo, dude. Thanatos in Japan. Thanatos is a bad god. Sorry.
no.
No, Mount Fuji was sick, but it was cloudy. And I think next time I go to Japan, I'm gonna climb it. But you have to climb it in the summer, so you got to time that. You got to plan out when you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. And then we went for a bike ride around the lake that surrounds Mount Fuji. That was really sick too. Really fun. Kind of dangerous because you have to go to the left side, and people in Japan are pretty good drivers, but even still, you know what I mean?
There was a few
shit.
moments. We were also going
Close
the wrong
calls.
way around the lake. I think there's like a path
Oh yeah,
we're
we
supposed
went
to take.
the wrong route. We went the wrong route. Yeah,
The
we
arrows
did
were
the wrong
all
route.
pointing
Like,
away from us, and we're like, huh? All right.
yeah. I don't think it's like a big deal, but I think it's the general way people go is like.
Yeah. I got absolutely bodied by a school child, which like, you know,
I forgot about that.
Still hurts a little bit. We were biking around and we went through like a little rural neighborhood and it was wholesome. I was biking along and there was kids coming out. They had the little school uniform on, you know, the traditional one. You're like, oh, adorable.
That's adorable.
And these kids back off to the side to let me bike through. I was like, thank you, little kids. So I smiled and I looked at them and this kid from behind the electrical box that he had ducked behind looked me in the eye, pointed, and said to his friend, "Ha! Gaijin!" And I was like, "Oh, fuck!
For
I've
those who
gone
don't
so
know,
far." I got
For those
bodied.
who don't know.
It was a drive-by bodying, dog. I don't know. He just basically called me
Gaijin-
Whitey.
I was about to say is the equivalent of just being like, yo, white boy. Like
I was like, fuck. It like, and you know what? Up to that entire trip, I had not been called that.
Oh yeah.
We had been clean, and this kid just fucking pulled it out. It was like a drive-by, except like he was shooting at the car. I was like, shit. I couldn't even like express how mad I was to Matt and Kat, who I was with, because they were ahead.
Yo, Matt
and
Kat,
Kat,
dog.
Matt and Kat bars, and I was like,
Yo,
oh,
shout outs to Kat.
hell yeah, shout outs to Kat. Awesome. Colorado represent.
Yeah. Yo, Aspen, Colorado.
Aspen represent, dude. Oh yeah.
So we went after to the coolest little. We went to a tempura restaurant and then we went to a sake bar. The sake bar was so cool.
Warm sake. Have it warm. If they give you the option.
Sake, listen,
Warm.
yo, whammy.
Warm.
Sake is the greatest alcohol ever. Just saying, like, it's my favorite thing to drink. It's so fucking good. Oh my god, it's like candy. It's like a sipping alcohol, but by the end of it, we were just like, well, it's fucking pretty good. Like,
yeah, no,
amazing.
it was amazing. I want the technique
I don't
on
even
how
know
to
what to
warm it, so we can do that here. But
we gotta figure that out. So like, I don't know. There's some like the bartender guy. I guess he owned the restaurant. He was super cool, laughing and joking and making fun of us. I don't know. It was just really cool. Like everyone's so down to earth, man. I loved it.
it was nice after all the partying to just have a couple. Like we drank, but it was like a couple wholesome days. A couple days where it was just like, you know, we might be drunk, but it's like in the mountain air. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It was nice. It was a good time. Then we
So
got
after we went back to Tokyo, right?
we did.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's things we could talk about in Tokyo, but I think for the sake of time, I think there's really only one thing on the return.
Right, and that was seeing the Godzilla head up close.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was talking about.
No. Okay, Flint, I'm gonna grab my second beer. So,
All right.
why don't you talk about Chief and the Golden Guy a bit?
Yes.
And we'll go right from there.
So
Golden Guy, just so you guys know, it's really fucking cool. You go to Japan, you gotta check it out. It's basically like tons of, it's like maybe 5 alleyways, like in a zigzag pattern, and it's filled with like all these like mini bars, and each bar fits maybe maximum of 10 people. Maybe
it's like if Diagon Alley was full of alcohol.
Yo, dead ass. It is like Diagon Alley. Like you kind of get that vibe. Like you go into some places and the stairs are like 90 degrees. You're like, oh, like
you're climbing. You're like, oh, I didn't realize it was a fucking dexterity check at the fucking bar.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. Roll 20 to pass, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Really cool.
You can go get
Go ahead, Flint. I'm gonna get my beer.
So we couldn't, unfortunately, stay in the same hostel that we did on the return to Tokyo. It's so popular, it got booked out. So we're like, fuck. We were kind of booking like the night before, so it made sense. But whatever. We get to Tokyo. We're staying in Shinjuku instead of slightly outside, which we were before. And we get to the hostel kind of late at night, and there's this guy sitting at the bar drinking, and we're like, oh fuck, we'll go say hello. And this guy goes, hey man, my name's Chief. And I was like, oh, that is the coolest fucking name I've ever heard in my life. What's up, Chief? So we're sitting down, we're shooting the shit, and he's like, have you guys been to Golden Guy yet? Like, no, I don't believe we have. And he said, well, you have to go now. Now we're going. This man was he was a beautiful person. He was our tour guide for 2 days, and I miss him so much. Chief, if you hear this, you were spectacular. But he took us to Golden Guy, which, as we said, was kind of like Diagon Alley for bars, and we're drinking and we're having a good time. And gets kind of the end of the night, and one of the people we're with was like, listen, it was Kat. It was like, I want to see some titties. Which is a weird request at 2 a.m., but not an unheard of one. Just like, I want to go to a titty bar. Titty bars in Japan, not very common. But if anyone was going to have the hookup, it was our man Chief. Chief was going to have the hookup for the titty bar. And he says, listen.
I would like to just say this was Kat's idea, and I was not okay with this.
Listen, Matt's a wholesome boy. I'm wholesome boy. We're like, I don't need to go to a strip club. I don't need to go to a titty bar.
I've been to no. Here's the thing, Flint. I've been to a strip club. You've been to a strip club. We did not go to a strip club.
We didn't go to a strip club.
I want to make that clear.
We didn't. But
this was not like you go to a strip club and you don't put your hands on the girls. That's like a rule.
Matt, we haven't even got there yet. Chief's still taking us. We're still on the
where we're at. I'm excited.
Sorry,
I'm excited.
Chief, I know you're excited. I'll let you cut in. Don't worry. So Chief's like, I know a guy. We start winding through Diagon Alley, Golden Guy, and he takes us to this kind of like back alley place, and there's a guy kind of standing there having a smoke. No names need to be mentioned. And he said, listen, man, these guys are cool. You're going to let them in the bar. No cover charge. And then Chief turns to us and says, I have to leave. I believe in you. Yeah. Goodbye. This point, Matt and I are like, no, Chief, no. Like, you have to stay. You have to stay. And Chief has been our guide for 2 days. Chief needs to stay. Because if Chief goes, all of a sudden, it's like throwing a toddler into the deep end. We're like, no. But it's too late because the guy said yes, and he's already like pointing for us to go and follow him. And Kat's already going.
It's either like, yeah, Kat is like
she's drunk and she's gone, and we're like,
so it's at this point. Look, I'm gonna pull this. I've done a little bit more traveling than Flint, a little bit more experience. Yeah. I put my arm around Flint and I said, listen, worst case scenario, we have to throw the money and run. Yes. I don't know how much cash you have on you. I don't want to say how much, but I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, worst case scenario, we got to throw the money and run. Because here's the thing. I have a personal rule, and that's I don't fuck with gangsters. And I could tell because Shinjuku in Tokyo is run by gangsters. That's where we're staying, as it turns out. So I figured, uh-oh, I don't want to fuck with these gangsters.
But we're already there. So we're following
We
the
can't.
man.
What are we gonna do? Yeah,
you can't leave.
You can't back out.
We can't back out. So he takes us to what I would describe as not a broken down building, but a rougher apartment building, right?
Sure, yeah.
Rougher.
Yeah.
And we're going up the elevator, and we're kind of like, fuck.
Go to the 3rd floor.
Fuck. We're here. This sucks. So we're on the 3rd floor, and we go, and we get taken into a bar where there are no people, like patrons, except for us. And we get sat down on a couch. Empty.
Yep.
3 women appear. 1 for each of us. Excellent.
Yeah, Kat didn't get a guy. She got a chick, too.
No, everyone got a girl. And, well, in the end, it turned out I got 2 girls, pretty much. Because Kat's girl was, like, just complimenting her, but then also was like, there's a man.
Yeah, she was grabbing you. She grabbed me, too. Don't get me wrong. But
she grabbed you, too. But she was, like, bouncing.
But
so we sat down, and...
Well, it's as we found out, they wanted me to stay, right? Like...
Yeah, they wanted you to stay. They were like... Because, like, they were like, oh.
Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So we're sitting down, and they're like, listen, here's how it's going to work. There was a couple guys guarding the door, which was like, oh, all right. We sit down, and the girl's like, here's how it's going to work. Your drinks are free. You have to pay for ours and whatever else. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, you're paying for their drinks and whatever else.
Mm.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
So we're like, we'll pay for the drinks.
Yeah, we'll start with drinks. My exact words were, we'll start with drinks. Yeah. That's what I said to the waitress.
The unspoken thing was, we're going to finish with drinks, too, because we're not staying for very fucking long.
No, exactly.
As soon as we walked through, as soon as we got into that elevator, I was like, this is a mistake. But you know what? We're here.
Oh, yeah.
It's too late. It's too late.
You can't just leave. You don't just leave.
You can't leave.
Like, they'll, because then they're going to turn around and say, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like either way. So
you have to show respect to the women.
Yeah.
Whammies.
And we respect women in the year of 2018. So we were chatting them up. They're kind of like getting a little handsy. One of the girls,
they put our hands on certain areas.
And we're like,
okay. I'm not gonna, because you're not gonna take your hand off. Because, like, then they're going to be like, what the fuck? Why don't you grab my tits? But, like, at the same time, you're like, I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to accept what's happening, and I'm not going to think about it. Like,
praying to our Lord and Savior, Zangief, right now, hoping this all works out.
You're a heretic.
So, and like, okay, we'll loosen you up. We'll have some drinks, and we're drinking. I'm not loosening up. Matt's not loosening up. And...
I think Kat's fucked. Like, she's drunk.
Oh, like, she was more fucked than both of us were at that point. And
yeah.
Matt and I are getting felt up. Kat's just getting showered with compliments, which I thought was bullshit. They're like, oh, you're so pretty. You're so nice. And I kid you not, the girl sitting next to me says this to Kat, turns to me and goes, and you're with such a, like, strong men. Fucking softball pitches her hand right in between my legs and starts squeezing. I'm like, what? Never had that happen.
See, I had to pay for, like, at this point, we had to pay for another round of drinks.
Yeah.
So I bust out my money belt, and she's like, oh, what do you have there? And she's grabbing my junk.
No.
My money belt you wear under your pants. And I'm like, oh, God, right? And I'm giving the money to the waitress. And I'm going like, right? Like,
wholesome, please. They put on some karaoke to try and, like, get us in the mood.
To get us to relax.
So
at this point, the girl's like sitting on my lap. My girl, like, oh, okay.
I'm getting my shoulders rubbed and my dick's being grabbed, and I'm just like trying to like make my way through this experience. Because we know who runs this bar, and we're like, we're just not.
You can't really enjoy that.
No, I wasn't. I was stressed out. Matt was even more stressed out than I was, and like
I was playing it cool though, because I was like, I gotta play it cool. It was when they gave you the Jaeger shot that I looked at you and you were fucked. Like,
I
you
was
were
like-
gone.
I was like, uh-huh.
Yeah,
Because
because
I
they
was
gave
like-
us free shots.
Yep.
But here's the thing, whammies. I don't drink Jaeger. Like, I refuse to drink. I've done it too much when I was younger, a little older. And I was like, I'm done with Jaeger. So I said, I can't drink Jaeger. It makes me throw up. And they're like, okay, we're not going to give him Jaeger. He just told us it makes us throw up. So they gave me vodka. So I'm Russian girlfriend. Vodka, no problem, right? Like, I drink
But
lots of vodka now.
my
But
dumbass.
I look over
didn't-
at Flint.
My dumbass did not say yes, or did not say anything smart like Matt would have said. I just knocked the shot back because I was in survival mode, and I was like, they told me to drink this shot.
Yeah, Flint was
The
like,
shot's going
yeah,
down.
I'm gonna drink it.
Okay,
Yeah.
knock. That was the mistake. That was
Once
the-
I saw Flint hit that Jaeger, I knew he was fucked. Like, he
it
was
like,
gone. He
it was
looked
like
at me
it
and
was
I
like
was
when
like,
Fry had his 100th coffee in that one episode of Futurama. I just hit this moment.
Good
and I
one,
was
good
like,
analogy, good analogy.
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh no. We quickly left the establishment after that, and we said, thank
Well,
you
we
to
had
the
to stay
women.
for a bit, but
We
when they
did.
said you need to start buying drinks, we were like, I think we've had enough. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for your time. You were beautiful women.
Shake the hand.
Grab Cat, grab Matt, get the fuck out. And I'm glad we did. We left when we did. Honestly, I don't think anything good would have
Yeah.
come from staying. Our
I
wallets were grateful. Our bodies are grateful.
I don't want to talk about how much money we had to spend.
I don't want to talk about
That's you can talk to us
Enough.
at Worlds maybe. We'll,
enough.
It was
Enough to live. That was fine.
enough to get those girls. They had to work for it, and enough for us to walk away happy. You know, and they had an easy night. We didn't do anything too crazy because I'm sure if you pay enough, you get a little bit more
Mhm.
out of it, out of the experience. We'll say. Like, I know Brian would be broke. He would just be throwing money at those girls.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yep. So, I mean, we're not gonna say names or locations because that was
No.
definitely a gang bar.
You
But,
never know
you
who's listening.
Never know. We got out of there safe. If you want to hear more about it, hit us up at Worlds. Maybe we'll tell you
Yeah,
after
we
a
can
few
probably give you a
beers.
little bit more details.
little more
Because
detail.
there's
but it
a
was
couple more details of it, but I'm not telling.
safe to say it was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
But we got through that okay. And the rest of Tokyo was fantastic. Lots of arcades. Played tons of Street Fighter. Played tons of drum games.
Great
There was
food, amazing
Oh.
sushi go rounds and ramen and Kobe
Tempura.
beef. That was good.
hell yeah.
Tempura.
You know what?
The capsule hotel. We slept in a capsule hotel. That was really cool in Kyoto.
Absolutely.
But there was an onsen there that we stayed at. It was nice.
Yeah.
I guess we went to that really fancy onsen that was like heavenly. Like, me and Flint had a really deep discussion there that was like, yo, like, this is the real shit. Like, there's a lot of like drinking stuff that's like, we could tell you, we went to a bar and we drank with a bunch of really cool people, but like, it doesn't translate well to a podcast. I don't know.
It doesn't.
don't know.
But we just wanted to kind of get our thoughts out. I think we were gonna do like traveling tips. I think
Yeah,
that was
so-
the plan.
Here's for me talking to the whammies. Number one traveling tip I can say is go to a hostel, stay at the hostel. And if you don't like meet people right away, just go to the hostel events. Okay, like their hostels are always in like, for like the one we went, like meetup tour of Mount Fuji. We missed that by a day, but it kind of worked out better because we met Kat and shit. So it kind of worked out. Everything kind of worked out. But or like karaoke bar hopping, or free pancake if you order a beer, or free octopus balls or whatever, right? Yeah, so like do the hostel stuff and you'll just meet people, and people are super like willing to talk. People, where are you from? What do you do? I know all of you are introverts and you just play Smite all day, complaining on the Reddits and the forums. But if you do travel,
You
that's
gotta
what you gotta
pull it
do.
out.
Just-
You gotta pull it out.
yeah.
Slam a beer back.
we
and meet
made the
some
wall.
friends.
We made the wall. The Send It wall. Did you tell them
Yeah,
that?
it's
Yeah.
in Whammy's IRL. We got to take
Yeah.
a picture on the wall in the last hostel we stayed at, and it was with everyone that we were with. And
We
they
made the
asked
wall.
us,
Yeah,
they
we
asked
made
us
the
to
wall.
write a message, and I had to represent the side quest.
You know I had
Arcade
to do it to 'em.
community.
You know I
The
had to.
Whammies, young Bryce. I just wrote send it, and they fucking stuck that shit to the wall, and we're immortalized. We're immortalized now. So, yeah. So that's your advice: is hostel.
That's definitely tip number 1.
Yes.
Tip number two is don't plan too much.
Don't plan too much.
Because there are definitely days where we were like, I don't know if we want to do this, or if we want to do this. I don't know if we want to do this. So instead, we just didn't plan anything. Well, we planned a rough amount, like samurai classes. I had to plan in advance. But everything outside of that, you know what I mean? So, because we found out later, like some people stay in Osaka for like 4 days. Some people stay in Kyoto for like 2 days because they don't like it that much. So it's better to don't plan out a ton because you can book hostels the night of. Was never a problem.
No, you go online, you make a booking, you don't have to pay. You have to make a deposit, but you don't have to pay the full amount until you get there. Yeah. It's very easy.
It's like $10.
Yeah, and the trains are dead simple. So like you can get to another city no problem. You can figure it out, and which is what we did, and it was very easy. I'd say tip number 3 is travel fucking light as you can.
Oh, shout outs to Kat.
Yeah. See, Matt and I each had
Kat wore one backpack. I had
one backpack. Yeah. And Matt at one point had to have a slightly larger bag. Light clothes.
Yeah. I have a traveling bag because I hike like on mountains and shit. So like I just brought that and it was perfect. Flint had like a pretty big backpack though, like just a regular backpack.
It was like a hiking backpack too. It was the same as yours where it can fold up, but it was slightly smaller.
Right.
So I had to just like pack my clothes tighter basically. But it's
Kat brought a backpack that was bigger than she was.
Yes.
Pretty small girl, but her backpack, it was like a hockey backpack.
It was like a goalie bag, basically.
Yeah, it was like a goalie bag. And it was like, are you like, so we made fun of her until she basically sent a bunch of her clothes and shit to America or wherever, China, Singapore.
No, she sent a bunch to America, actually.
Oh, wow. I thought she was
Colorado.
sending it to Singapore.
No, her mom was like,
hilarious.
I got it. But the point is, you're going to be on the trains. The trains do not have space for a lot of luggage, okay? So you don't want a suitcase. Suitcase is out of the question. You want
unless you're a businessman.
You want one bag and a money pouch, which is almost its own tip. Money pouch for your passport and shit.
Yeah. I have mine. I can show
if you search money pouch on Google, you'll know what it is. But like Matt's holding it up for the visual listeners.
If you're watching the YouTube version, it's this, and it like when you're wearing it, you don't even feel it.
You don't feel it.
It's you wear it in between your boxers and your pants, and it's super nice and convenient.
It's
perfect. You could put emergency bills there. Oh, my rail passes. Tip number 4: get a rail pass. This is a lifesaver.
It makes like half the trains free. All the intercity trains are free, and then a bunch in Tokyo are free, and like a ferry and stuff.
Yeah, so
worth it. Yeah, light as possible because you're not gonna have space on the trains. You're not gonna want to carry this around from hostel to hostel. If you're just staying in Tokyo, you're staying in the same hostel for 2 weeks, which I wouldn't recommend, but you could do.
No.
Then okay, fine. You can pack a little heavier. But if you are bouncing around, the last thing you want is any more than one bag. Because even that one backpack, like when we were walking around Kyoto, that shit got heavy. And it wasn't a heavy bag. Yeah. It was like 10 pounds, but like it's just weighing on you. It's fucking hot out, and you're like, oh, I gotta carry this shit. One bag. And you are mobile and you are ready to go. You know you have all your stuff. It's easy peasy.
Yeah. The another thing is don't say no to things, but keep your head about you.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like be smart.
Don't do dumb shit.
I would say don't go to a titty bar. Don't go to that wasn't worth it, to be honest.
Don't do that.
Like,
don't do that. Oh no.
Because again, it's a foreign country, right? Like
you don't know all the rules. You don't know all the rules.
You don't know the lore, dog. You might think you know the lore, but you don't. Oh, Akihabara was sick too. Did we talk about that? It's basically here. I'll sum it up. It's Weeb Town. Tons of One Piece figures and stuff. Flint bought a fight stick there. He's on the sticks. He's ready to play. He's ready to actually play a fighting game. He's like, I don't even care about Smash Bros.
Let's see
that, dog. Let me see that stick.
Hayabusa.
Woo! That is clean, dog.
I might change the buttons out. I've been using them like.
I told you. I called it. Fuck the buttons.
The buttons are all right,
That's
but they're not. They could
They're all
be
right,
better.
they're all right.
They could
The
be
stick
better.
is clean.
The stick is
stick is clean.
beautiful. I have it.
Yeah.
I'm finding I can hit all my inputs very cleanly with the stick, but the buttons
It's
feel
once you
they
get used
feel
to it, yeah.
they don't have feedback. They don't have like the springy.
How much?
feedback.
Okay, Flint. How much more fun are fighting games on stick? Be honest.
Oh my God, so much more fun. Oh my God, so much more
Hold
fun. I play on pad and I was like, I have fun, but my thumb hurts after a while, and it's like I stopped playing. On stick, I was like, this is fucking great. I didn't feel sore. I had like a blister on my one finger because I was manhandling the stick. I still do. But it's like calloused over now, so we clean. Yeah, so buy a rail pass, travel light, say yes to things, but keep your head about you. Fourth tip was stay in a hostel and meet people.
Yeah, like do the hostel events. Like do the hostel advertise
events.
things.
Yeah.
That's how we met Yuki and Yuna, who are like our two favorite people, like in Japan.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think, and I'm not coming up with many others. Go to an onsen.
That's a good summary.
Go to an onsen is another tip. Don't be afraid to get naked in an onsen. It's not that bad. No one looks at your dick. It's an eye contact only kind of situation. You're fine.
It's a rule. It's everyone's looking at each other's faces, not heads. Faces.
If you have a tattoo, as long as you're not like Bryce, don't worry. You can cover it.
Yeah.
Bryce,
you're fine.
Bryce, don't listen to that last tip because you can't go in one. They will think you are part of a gang. Too many tattoos.
You're Yakuza. You're Yakuza.
I know your tattoos are wholesome and they're very cool, but you can't. I'm sorry, they won't let you.
I think there's an onsen on Mount Fuji that allows tattoos, but again, Bryce, you can't go because no trash allowed on Mount Fuji.
It's unfortunate, really. Unfortunate. But yeah, I think that's.
I think that's it. If you want more details, come to Worlds.
Hit us up on Twitter if you want clarification on something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Or in the Discord. It's it's one of those things where like I don't want a recording of it. Some stuff, but some stuff is like and that way if you message me, I can choose my words in a DM and be like, I know you could screenshot this and put it, but at least I can choose how. At least I can think about it a little bit.
Yeah, I can think about it and come back to you. So to end this off, Flint and I spent 15 days together.
Yes.
Stuck together. And people were like, wouldn't you guys fight? Like, and we're like, we didn't even have an argument. Like,
I don't even think we really had a disagreement. It was very much just like, do you want to do this? All right, let's do that.
Yeah. Just tons of laughs, tons of good times. There's one thing I learned about Flint. Whammies, you might be surprised about this, but Flint doesn't eat. Flint doesn't eat. There were tons of times where I would be like, yo, let's get some lunch. And Flint was like, no, I'm not hungry. And I was like, oh, okay. I will get something small. Like
very, very light appetite on this boy.
Flint does not eat. Flint doesn't eat. That's just a fact. Like once in a while, but he's not like me where I like to eat 3 or 4 meals a day.
I'm kind of like a reptile, like I eat a little bit and then I'm like,
I definitely had to get like rice balls from the 7-Eleven and like eat as we're going somewhere else. Like
yeah, dude. Like, and on the real, you could have been like, dog, we're sitting down at a fucking restaurant. I would have.
No, it's all good. Like, obviously, if you're not hungry, you're not hungry. Rice ball, deal. So that's what I learned about Flint, is that Flint doesn't eat. Flint, what did you learn about me?
I've been thinking about this for 2 hours, and like, there was a lot of little. You know what I learned? You know what I learned? Matt takes care of his boys. That's what I learned. And it's a wholesome thing. It's a wholesome thing, but it's true. You were like, I was sick. I was laid out in bed because of the fucking tap water, and it was like, I knew you had my back. There was so many times where like stuff was going on, and I was like, man, that was like the most fucking. You just like came through in the most wholesome of ways, and it was just like,
that's true.
So I was glad that I got to travel with you.
Ginger ale. Canada Dry ginger ale, and I gave that.
Oh my god! When you pulled the ginger ale out, I was like, dog.
That's good for your stomach, right? Like
I was like, dog, can I marry you right now? Like, are we allowed to do that in Japan? Holy fuck!
Not in Japan. That was the plan, to get married in Japan, but as it turns out, we can't even take a photo together.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we can't even take a photo together.
Fucking okay! At the arcade, they have photo booths. You can go and you get like a picture roll, but you can make yourself look kawaii as fuck. Okay.
Here, hold up.
So
I got it.
we went
I'm
to
gonna
one.
hold it to the camera.
We went to one. But when Matt and I were by ourselves at the arcade, okay, you go up
There's
to
a
the photo
sign.
booth and there's a sign. It says, "Girl, boy, okay. Girl, that's fine. Boy, no, not allowed. No boys in the photo booth together by themselves. Get the
No
fuck out of here.
bromances, dude.
No bromances.
I don't like bromance. No bromances in Japan.
Hurt my feelings, Japan. I wanted to
So
get a
we
picture
went-
with my boy.
It was Emma, Finn, Kat, you, me, Yuki. We got I don't know if it'll come up, but we got a Kawaii Desu picture.
It's coming up.
Our faces are all edited.
Yeah, we got Snapchat filtered, but it's
Yeah, we got filtered big time, but we all look gorgeous. Actually, Flint, you look the best. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh hell
Like,
yeah.
whoo, you and Yuki, but Yuki always looks good.
Yuki, I mean, like I'm a far second from Yuki.
Stud.
Yuki's a
God,
dude.
you know what I mean? Like,
Disgusting.
yeah. Actually, not gonna lie, Emma and Kat look pretty hot here. But
Hell yeah. Dude, I bet you Finn's fucking too. You know what? Everyone was.
Oh, yeah.
All cylinders were
DTF,
firing
dude.
on the squad. I think.
okay.
Hold on, one more story, Matt, before we wrap it up, because I know we glossed over it on the return to Tokyo, and because we glossed over Akihabara.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're 2 hours, so we're good. We made the
Yeah.
time limit within reason.
Maid Cafe. We forgot about the Maid Cafe.
I forgot that's in Akihabara. Yeah,
That's
that was in Akihabara.
So in Akihabara, Weebtown, Japan, when you go,
Weebtown.
there are maids on every corner, and not just one or two, like 3, and they're all giving you flyers and telling you to go to these cafes. And Matt and I were walking around by ourselves at first. We collected our friends throughout the day.
Yeah,
and
they were coming from different areas.
Yeah, everyone was converging on Akihabara to go to this.
But
So we
had nothing to do.
So we're just looking at these maids and we're like, I mean, I know what you guys are kind of about, but like this is new for us. We got everyone together and said, let's go to a maid cafe. We go up.
Let's do it.
It was ridiculous. The food was all in the shape of little bears. They give you animal ears to wear, so everyone in our group had bear ears on.
We were Kuma.
We were
Team
Kuma. And before you could eat your food,
Okay. Oh yeah.
before you could eat your food, you had to send your energy to the food. And what that involved was doing like a little cute little dance with little words involved. You had to do a little song, and at the end of the song, you sent your energy to the food, and then you could fucking eat.
Yeah.
But you couldn't eat before that. If you tried to eat, God help you. No one tried it, but I think those maids would have like fucking arrested you or something.
They would have thrown you out.
They would have killed you, I think. I don't think you would have been able to leave, Matt. I think they would have like dropped your ass, hid you in the back room or something.
Are you gonna talk about the birthday guy? Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, we could talk about the birthday guy. I was gonna talk about the
I think
tall.
talk about the maid. We'll talk about the maid stuff. End with the birthday story, the guy's birthday,
Yeah.
and then we'll call it.
Call it.
Because that's pretty funny.
That's a good ending. All right, so
And that's yeah.
we're doing the thing, and part of the package when you buy a meal, because Matt and I bought meals, so we had to do the little dances. Our voices are very low compared to the octaves that they were requiring, but we tried our best. And part of the package was you got to take a picture with the maids. Like, oh, fucking rock on. So we all go
Check
up.
out my Instagram. They're on there.
They're on
my
the
Instagram if you
Insta.
want to see.
They're on the Insta, but it doesn't do this girl justice because she gets up.
The Madman Matt.
Very-
The Madman Matt.
Very cute maid. Gets up. If she was 4 feet tall, I would be surprised. She was so fucking short.
She was like 5'3", I would say.
You think
5'4".
so? You think so?
Well, 4 foot is like you're a midget, isn't it? Like,
No, like 3
isn't that
foot,
Danny
like-
DeVito?
That's
I
that could
don't
be Danny. Maybe she was, dude. I don't know. She was wearing heels. You got to remember, Matt. She was wearing heels.
That's true. I don't
And she
know.
was
But
still-
I'd say like 5.
She
I would say
got
like
she
5
got
feet.
up. She got up to like my midsection, Matt.
Let me check the picture.
I
Tell the
swear, I
story.
swear to God, she was so short. She's short. She didn't really notice Matt and I, which is weird because we're pretty tall for Japanese standards. And she takes the picture with us. We do the cute little poses. They make you do certain poses, like you have to do the heart symbol or you have to do the yeah, that popping. And so we do our pictures and everyone scatters. Matt and we're in the back, sort of. Like Matt, I'm hanging back with my boy, and the maid turns around And she looks straight ahead, and she sees, like, our midsections. And her eyes go up to meet ours, and she goes, "Oh, tall." That's all she said. Just like, "Oh, tall." We're like, "Oh, yeah." And we kind of blew her away. It was just a very funny interaction.
Yeah, it's hard to... I'm just looking at the photo now, and both of us are like... Because we're making a cute face for the photo. So we're both, like low. And, like, when she's low, she's definitely, like, up to, like, my stomach. So, like, she's, like, this tall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. She was short as fuck.
She's, like, up to here on me.
She was up to here. Oh, short. Like, it was ridiculous. I've never seen a person, like, a fully grown adult that short. And I was like, damn.
Can you imagine if Ed was there, Punk Duck?
Oh, my God.
He's 6'4". Like,
oh, dude, it was ridiculous. Even Brian he's what, like 6'1", 6'2"?
Oh, yeah, Brian. Yeah, Brian as well.
But Brian would just, like, tower over everyone. It was scary. So, that was the thing. And then the second thing that happened, which we thought was fucking hilarious, even more so than the height discrepancy between us and the maids. This guy comes into the restaurant. You're not allowed to take pictures of the patrons because you're not supposed to, like, shame anyone for going to Maid Cafe, which is whatever. This guy walks in, and he's, like, by himself. He skulks to the back corner. And he's just sitting there, and he orders an ice cream. And you could tell, looking at him, because we like to people watch, I think, as foreigners. Like, that's kind of that's more of a foreign thing. We like to people watch. And you could tell he was very reserved. He was in the corner. He didn't really want to fuck with anyone. He was just like, I want to sit here. I want to eat my ice cream. I want to enjoy the atmosphere. And then I want to go. Right? That's not what happened. So we're all having our meal, enjoying ourselves. And the lights dim. In fact, they almost go completely off. And the disco ball in the center of the main cafe is going. And the maids start chanting. And we're going, this is weird. We know there's a live show that you can order. So, like, oh, maybe someone ordered the live show.
Maybe. Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe someone ordered.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. We get to see that. That's nice. That's nice. The maids all walk up to the guy in the corner. And now we're going, what? And the guy is, like, confused. He's sitting there. He's like, what's going on?
He's straight-faced. Like,
he's like, but you could tell he's, like, trying to assess the situation. Like, why I didn't ask for this. What's going on? And the maids start clapping. And the words, happy birthday, come out. And this guy, although he was straight-faced, although he was very much stoic, his eyes kind of widened a little bit, where he was like, oh, fuck. This isn't good. The maids started singing happy birthday. They bring him a cupcake with a candle. No reaction. This man is stone-faced. Everyone in the restaurant is required to sing to him, send hearts to him. This guy doesn't want any of that. This guy just wanted his ice cream. He wanted to chill. He wanted absolutely nothing that these maids were offering to him right now.
Can I just say I will never eat ice cream again for the rest of my life?
Oh, no, that ice cream destroyed me. It was far too sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It was like sugar, just pure sugar in a fucking ice cream container. It was terrible. Well, I wouldn't say it was terrible. If you like sweet things, it was probably the best thing you'd ever eat. Matt and I don't like sweet things.
But Flint doesn't eat. Yeah,
I don't
Flint
eat.
doesn't eat.
Yeah.
As a whole. So, as I learned,
I consume liquid calories only. So it was very difficult.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this guy is sitting there. Eventually, they show mercy to him. They blow the candle out, or they have him blow the candle out, and he's kind of like, he relaxes a little bit. He goes, because we're all sending hearts to him, we're all singing to him, and he's like, it's finally done, it's over, everyone can leave me alone. But the maids are still clapping, so trouble's afoot. The maids are clapping. One reaches into her apron, pulls out a fucking sparkler, sticks it in the cupcake, stabs it in, and relights it. And this guy goes from, like, a glimmer of hope. Everything dies to him. It was like when Matt and I got to the 5th floor of the sex store. He just died. He just died. He was like, it's all over. He reaches in, stone-faced, pulls his phone out, just starts texting. He's like, we're sending him hearts. Everyone's singing. His eyes are down his phone. I'm assuming he's texting whoever pranked him. Because we're thinking that's what it is. Someone messed with him. Someone said, I'll meet you at the maid cafe, and, like, pre-ordered the birthday meal. That's what happened.
Yeah, dude.
Because he was mad. He was like IRL angry. Why the fuck can't I just sit here and enjoy my goddamn ice cream? He's sitting there, he's texting. Eventually the sparkler goes out, the lights go on, and I think he was there for like another 5 minutes, and then he got the fuck out of there. Like, he was gone. He was I want none of this.
He threw his yen at the table and ran.
Like, he was gone. He was out.
Yeah.
But the Maid Cafe itself, other than that, was amazing. It was an experience. It was something I would recommend you do once. If you're really into kawaii shit, I guess you can keep doing it, but like after one time it's good. But the bonus is that you get animal ears if you pay enough, which we did. We met the bar. We got some animal ears that we have now. But you can wear that shit in public. And what happened, it's maid repellent because you put it on, and the maids that are standing at the street corner to give you pamphlets see the ears, and they go to give it to you, and they go, you've already been. You're one of us. You're clean. And now
some of them were like, oh yeah. And whatever.
Some of them were
pissed. It's not their Maid Cafe. Yeah.
Some of them were pissed. Some of them were like, you didn't go to ours. It's like, well, dog, I've been to one. Like, there's, like once you go to one, you've probably been to them all. I think they all have different themes, but like the premise is the same.
Like master
slave sort of situation, which is, we went to more of a.
Wasn't like that.
Ours was a cutesy one.
Kawaii.
It was kawaii.
I think ours is like the standard one, which I'm totally fine with.
Ours was the tutorial Maid Cafe. It was like
the tutorial Maid.
Yeah.
Level 1, dude.
Level 1. You're killing slimes in the field. You're going to a Maid Cafe.
Yeah.
But I think
was that a Dragon Quest reference or killing slimes?
Yeah, dude? It might have been. I might have thrown it out there, dude.
Respect.
I saw enough slimes in the fucking Japan, dude. I just might as well throw it out.
That's true, dude. They're everywhere. They love that shit.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that I feel like we breezed through that, but at the same time, it's hard to talk about a trip. We did so much that it was like, how do you crunch that down to, like, people have been asking you,
and there's some. What have people been asking you?
Oh, I was gonna say, people have just been like, yo, like, what happened in Japan? But they want like the 15-minute cliff notes. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what words to like form. This is the most I've talked about Japan since like got back. I just like, because I don't know what to tell people. Or,
yeah,
like,
same,
what's
dude.
Acceptable. Yeah.
It's nice when you have a podcast, you can just shout into the void and then people listen. Even if it's not like a lot, people are like, yeah, I get that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, this was like a Matt and Flint special. This is SQA, but it's also not like, this is Matt and Flint, not Matt.
We're gonna try and get you a real SQA soon, like a full on. We'll bring Bryce in, maybe Brian if we can get him. I don't think we can get him, but we can Bryce.
Brian's on camp, missing Soul Calibur, so I have some time to get better than him.
Yeah, that's the real tech. We're gonna fucking body his ass.
I'm gonna beat him on stick, and he's gonna be like, a controller is more optimal, and I'm gonna be like, I don't give a fuck.
But we still beat you though.
But hold that L. Yeah. So if you guys want to know more, if you have some more questions, make sure to DM us. Or again, if you're going to Atlanta for Worlds, Smite Worlds, or anything like that, definitely hit us up. DreamHack, that's what it is, or DreamHack. If you're going to DreamHack, hit us up. If you have questions, hit us up on the Discord. Links in the description below. Again, I'm gonna be uploading more pictures to my Instagram about Japan. There's only like a few up there just because like I wanted to put some shit on there so people know it's not like a dead account while we were messaging like Germans and Netherlands people, all this shit. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Flint, would you do Japan again?
Oh my god, in a heartbeat. In fact, I might be going back there permanently. So there you go. We'll see.
That's it.
We'll see.
That's it. We're both like, how do we get there? Like, okay, no, that's enough. That's enough out of that.
That's enough.
Thank you so much for listening to this special excellent adventures of Matt and Flint, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening. Check out the links in the description below, and have a good night. Peace out. Much love.
Have a good yard.
Good yard.
Sayonara.
Send it.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Sayonara.
Sayonara.